So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Pembrey round 4. We've had lunch, we've seen the qualifying. During qualifying, we've all been fed and watered. We all had a taste of drifting on road tyres. So now what we're doing is, this is the Class 1s, which are going to qualifying and battles tomorrow. Big difference between Class 2 and Class 1. Class 1's hammer, along.
The good old-fashioned semi-slick.
Is it specific semi-slick or is
No, there's no control tyre for this particular championship, so we drivers have an open tyre choice. In fact, technically speaking, you don't even have to run a semi-slick tyre to be in the Pro class, but it's highly advised, let's put it that way.
Fair enough. So effectively, they could qualify today.
We'll try that. I've seen Martin Cowley do that once with his compact. That was very interesting.
I thought I was just trying to get on and off the trailer.
No, that was legitimately, legitimately tried to drift on space safe is not a very good idea. People are doing that.
So,
much grippier, much smokier, much faster wearing as well. You don't get anywhere near as many laps out of these. That could be more down to the actual car that they're on. Obviously you see the S14 of Danny Grundy there and the E92 of Maximus doing some very, very sporty rips. Max's car obviously roughly 800 horsepower, Danny Grundy's between 550 and 6, so obviously...
So talking average horsepower 700
the front guys are definitely the 650 to 700 horsepower mark. There are a few people running lower power, like for example Harry Kerr. His car's not massively powerful, it's around about 550. Like realistically, it's not crazy for the caliber of driver that he is. So I think it's the same ECU, it's the same electrical short.
Yeah.
So, but no, I'm also happy that the car in the lead there was obviously Brad Wall, who's not competed for about 3 years now. Brad, a mate of mine, actually was responsible for my most recent bad financial decision.
Oh, I'm glad you said that, because I've only ever seen this
all the LS noise is from Mr. Ryan Burgess and Arunas chasing him down. It's an animal Arunas' car. It's 1,000 horsepower, 10,000 RPM. I genuinely think, apparently, so having spoken to all the drivers of the control group, the Arunas' car is the one most of them want to take home.
I do.
Yeah,
it's the noise.
I probably do too. It does sound like a Formula 1 car. It's incredible.
It's unbelievable. You know, and the other side of this is, of all the cars that we see that go out and all the cars that we run, that car always runs, always steps up, always produces.
No, absolutely, and it's actually had a few issues with it the first couple of rounds this year, but then obviously got it all sorted at T-side, and it paid the favour back by giving him a podium, which is really, really nice. As I see Paul Cunnington and Harry Kerr on the line here, which seems to be very interesting.
So, for a lot of you that don't know, Paul Cunnington used to drive a business, stepped away for a while, and decided to come back for a run down the workshop. Hopefully in Formula 2, we have Paul's lovely other half up in the
lovely other half here, Laura. Currently carrying around the third member of the Cunnington clan. Bless her.
So, if we hint enough, do we think we could get a Three Sisters out of him as well in October?
He'll have a child by then.
Well, we start to drifting.
Unless he's going to have other things to do.
They sleep, don't they?
Yeah, but not that long.
I'm very upset now. Co-commentators come back, brought ice cream for himself, but not us.
And crisps, and cans of juice, and aero, and so wrong, so wrong. That's just not.
So the new guy who is
Matt's where you go if you want anything done to your Volkswagen. He is the man who knows. He's forgotten more about Volkswagen Audi Group cars than most of us could ever care to know.
Do you know what I'm looking forward to, Harry?
What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to a little yellow Golf. The last
Yes,
time I saw
absolutely.
that, it was on the back of a truck, in bits, on bent.
Yes, it was very much so. Yeah,
I don't know. Is it that it went early, or is it because it seems to be running fine, or
he
he
might have
just
just
shut it
let
down
off.
himself and gone? Yeah,
He doesn't look pissed off, so we might be okay.
yeah. So we've already seen the little compete in it. Now, this happened once in the past where we had a borrowed car. The downside is we had 2 teammates in the same car, in the same bracket, against each other.
Yes, which is now not allowed, ladies and gentlemen, in case you were wondering. So you have to borrow a car from somebody who's been knocked out of competition now. That's a rule we've had to instate so that we didn't end up with an incredible amount of downtime.
But wouldn't it be interesting? Wouldn't it be interesting though if the borrower of the said car gets through and somehow ends up. But yeah, so Little Yellow Golf, as we said, is that one. Absolutely amazing, built from the ground up. That car should not drift. Definitely should not drift.
People say this, but the wheelbase on those Golfs is 5 inches longer than an MX-5.
Yeah, which is brilliant. And then behind him, we've got Mr. Plough, who decided to do a little bit of ploughing.
Living up to his name there,
Yes.
Yeah.
So a very interesting combination, Hayden and Maximus.
No, that will be Arunas behind him.
Arunas,
So
sorry, my bad.
you've got give or take 2,000 horsepower on track there.
So very well matched, really. Both very big cars, both very big horsepower.
It's definitely a real job to keep a good chase from behind that mile-long chaser, most definitely.
I did say to you, come to do your taxi today.
I hope we're charging those people for the aerial view of the circuit.
I'm hoping they're actually filming and putting it on the live stream, because that'd be good.
We have drones, haven't they? Kind of done helicopter videography out of the
Hold
job?
on. You mentioned. Oh, I thought the drone was about to start chasing him.
I heard something crazy, if you get like a drone caught in the downdraft of a tail rotor, it's like it'll just throw it to the ground. So maybe not the greatest idea. I don't want to get a drone pelted towards terra firma at several hundred miles an hour.
That's actually a very good point. I think it was Teesside. We had drones where we had to chase the birds off with the drone. They decided they liked it so much. So another interesting one, which I think there should be a really good battle when it comes down to it. Mr. Lynch and Mr. Cunnington.
Yeah, no, definitely. That'd be good. Two Midlanders. Two Midlanders having a scrap.
Definitely.
Definitely been done before.
But
Anyway,
I think
guys,
that faltered while
we
coming.
are probably going to just give you guys let you enjoy the last 10 minutes of practice in blessed silence, and we'll pick up with you for qualifying very shortly.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the Class 1 demos for today. I can see the first few cars going round, so we have the crossing open for a second. Once that's clear, I've got 2 commentators that need to come back up here, which were below me. Oh, found one, found the other one. So the cars are making their way around to the burnout box. They're going to get gridded up there by Mr. Lee Colgate, at which point then they'll be...
We are allowed to enjoy ourselves sometimes, Anthony. All work and no play makes Harry and Brandon a dull boy.
It wasn't me shouting, it was the radio, mate. Sorry.
Okay, right, fair enough.
So I will now pass over
I don't know if you know this, but I quite like. Do you like drifting? Because I quite like drifting. I enjoy watching drifting.
I love watching it. Yeah,
there you go.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. I also think that we need to start looking at what this trail can do for us, noise and Mexican waves. Last round, I remember the Lithuanian group, which was absolutely awesome on the Sunday. So I'm hoping that this lot can beat them, and then we can try again.
Bar though.
Is definitely a high standard to beat.
So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we are going to start in very short time into the Pro Class 2 battle. So we'll be working out who's the baddest of the road tyre class here. So obviously we've got 32 drivers. For those of you guys who don't know how the qualifying order works, our 32 qualifiers will be paired off 1 against 32, 2 against 31, etc., etc. So theoretically, if you are if you are the first qualifier, you'll go against the guy who qualified 32nd, and theoretically you should have an easier battle, but as we've proved frequently, doesn't always work like that.
Yep, it's pretty commonplace. Anything can happen in drifting. It is a very unpredictable sport, and a lot of the time, even if through the first half of the battle is not won yet, it's always down to the last part.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a multitude, myriad, crazy amount of things that could happen between the moment they leave the line and the moment the lovely Amber, Princess G-Tech, will wave the flag at them. Amber can't hear her, she's got her earphones on.
Typical.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think she approves of me calling her Princess G-Tech. So. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we will be in very, very short order getting our first battle lined up. Obviously, one thing we do need to mention is that car's currently having its tyres changed, because obviously the car is actually a Class 1 car that's being borrowed by a Class 2 driver, so you just watched it go out there practicing on road tyres. On semi-slicks, pardon me, and it's currently having its road tyres fitted to get it ready for the Class 2 battle, because obviously Class 2 battles are only road tyres. You're not allowed to run semi-slicks, not even no matter what size wheel you run, because you know in Ireland you're allowed to run semi-slicks if you've got 15-inch wheels.
That's 15-inch semis.
Yeah, it's because people turn up in A86s and stuff, don't they?
Ah, the twin cam. Yeah.
I love a twin cam, so
yeah.
Harry Kerr's going to kill me for doing that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Luke.
Yeah, and Luke. Well, I don't think Luke would catch me. Harry Kerr definitely would.
Yeah. You've just fed yourself to the lions.
Pete, actually, I think the first one out of all three is probably going to be Peter Malloy. He'll be there with the biggest, heaviest cracker bar in the toolbox. He once had a go at me for daring to call Derry rather than London Derry.
Oh, sacrilege.
But anyway, we'll get off that topic. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, say thank you very much for sticking with us on this very, very warm and sunny. Hope everyone out there's well hydrated, got the sun cream on, because this is very uncharacteristic weather for Wales. Like, I don't know about you, but my general stereotype is always raining in Wales. I don't know what's happened.
I mean, yeah, every time I've been to Wales, it's been almost apocalyptic rain. So it's it feels like we're down south in England.
Well, we are down south.
In England. Southern England's kind of weather in the summer. Not Welsh.
What do you think it turns away at the Prince of Wales Bridge and goes, oh?
Yeah.
All right, okay. You don't know how geography works, but all right. Well, I'll let you have that.
I mean, come on. It rains a bit. Like when it snows everywhere around my town but my town.
Where do you live?
A town called Rugby.
Oh, in Warwickshire. Yeah. You know why nothing happens in Rugby, right?
Yeah.
Because it's boring.
Yeah. I've been told. Trust me, we hate it too.
I can't really talk because I live in Doncaster, where there's a permanent storm cloud over it.
I've been to Flares.
Oh God, you poor soul. That's the equivalent of saying I lost my leg in the trenches.
I did go to war.
Ladies and gentlemen, just while we are gassing and waxing lyrical, we wait for the battles to be gridded up. I feel like it will be apropos for us to actually discuss what we've got lined up for Class 2 battles. So, if you guys have never seen a top 32 battle tree before, you can actually go onto the DLGB website, have a look at it yourself. So we have one side of the bracket and the other side of the bracket. So theoretically, if you're on one side of the top 32 and your mate is on the other side of the top 32, never the twain shall meet unless you're in the final, which is quite good. There have obviously been people manipulating that with tactics before. But I'm really looking forward to a few of these battles, to be fair. So, start at the top. Number 1 qualifier, Kieran Bond, in the world's fastest naturally aspirated 330 CIE 46. Against Scott McDermott in the borrowed Skid Risk S14, sneaking in by the skin of his teeth. Now, this will be good. Second battle. So then we have Ian Walpole and Michael Dargan, battle of the E30s.
That will be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Two different styles of E30s. It's definitely the.
Sorry, I've just had a text from Bradley Warbank, who's also from Doncaster, saying it's not called Sunny Donny for nothing. Like, yeah, Brad, you don't live there anymore, mate. Trust me, there's enough storm clouds. Then we have Edgar Crummins against Oliver McDermott. That'll be cool. Young gun Ollie in an underpowered car by comparison, which will be very interesting. Jack Coburn and Kai Barlow. Ooh,
that was. I've been calling.
That's a battle of low power, and then we've got a battle of the E36 compacts. Hayden Renton and Nathan Rudd. Vicky Weaver-Lynch going to take on Paul Seymour for BMW versus S13 supremacy. Chrissy Palmer and Ross Juniper, battle of the 350s. Jack Chapman and Callum Allenby. Young gun in modern chassis against. Newcomer in modern chassis against more experienced driver in older chassis. Then we have Ryan Milton against Carl Perrin, Nathan Latore against Matt Gell, Luke Talley against Gabby, Mindagus against Kev Florence, Alfie Hunter against Rob Spray, battle of the S14s, Patrick Rakovic versus Rich Graham, Michael Bennett versus Patrick Bukovinsky, and Harry Cunliffe versus Paddy Byrne in the top 32. That's going to be bad. Incidentally, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as we gas the 2 cars in the line right now, you have the number 1 qualifying, the man who got in by the skin of his teeth, Kieran Bond to lead out, and Scott McDermott to chase. Big entry from Kieran Bond. Scott not really sure how to react, but now starting to reel him in, using the extra power on the S14 with a big check up there from Scott to avoid knocking into Kieran. As Scott does a manful job of keeping the borrowed S14 very close to Kieran, but possibly impeding his line there, and possibly throwing. Well, I think that was actually Scott chasing too closely and getting himself crossed up, which may have cost him very, very dearly there. It's definitely not a super easy place to chase. So it's, as you go through the Manji, it's definitely a difficult run down, because if you find yourself chasing really closely, you don't give the chase car room to transition, that can end really, really badly. I've seen that happen. I don't know about you.
No. Well, the hardest part about being in that borrowed S14 as well is the power difference between them. Yes, he's on a road tyre, but he still has more leg room to get that car diving.
So we're going to move it straight along to the second battle, first run second battle. This is Ian Walpole versus Michael Dargan. And whoa, very wide from Michael Dargan there, almost a wheel drop, but kept it gathered up. Ian Walpole starting to run away in the M20 Turbo, but drops dirt, and throws Michael Dargan off after him. Very, very uncharacteristic mistake from Michael Dargan there. As Ian Walpole comes and rounds out the run. It's a tough one. I don't know. I'm not sure which driver was at fault there. I mean, I did see dirt go from Ian Walpole first, but is it first or worst?
Yep, it could be the case of obviously Chase following in him and just making the mistake. Like, obviously, you're following that lead line of the lead driver, and potentially, if the lead dropped before, you've got the potential to drop even heavier in the chase as you naturally sit further back on the line.
I have on more than one occasion watched somebody in a lead run watching the chase car in their window so intently, and then not realising that they're now skidding on grass.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. That's why, as a chase driver, you've got to have your wits about you at all times.
Yeah, absolutely. So the chase drivers, obviously, their big job in battles is to try and use the lead car almost like a mobile clipping point. If you can imagine sort of a zone around the lead car, that's basically the best way to describe it. So there's sort of a zone around the lead car that moves with it. The chase car has to follow. It's very, very dynamic, and the only trouble is, obviously, is a bad lead run where the lead drivers at fault can cause the battle to go into the chase car's favour, because, for example, if they get led off the track by the lead car, that's considered to be the lead driver's fault.
Yes, definitely. I mean, another thing as well as the chase driver, another major point is Obviously, as the chase driver, it's down to you to tactically position your car correctly onto the lead to make those transition points work, to get the dives, and to also make sure that you maintain the proximity smoothly through the entire run. But now we have, once again, Scotty in the lead with Kieran Bond in the chase. Coming in now with that Boss S14. Big flick coming into outer one. Kieran Bond trying to keep up, but doesn't seem to get the leg room as he comes around to outer three. Missing outer three there in the lead, but as they come around now into the Manji section, doing a good job between the two. Kieran Bond struggling to get the pace. Oh, but big dive from Kieran Bond, nearly making contact potentially as they come around now 3 out of 7 and across the line. That was something.
Don't ask me, my back was turned.
Good job, Ars, there. But yes, so we're going to let the judges deliberate, but potentially I couldn't see if there was contact made there going into the transition of outer zone 7 and going on into the top 16. Kieran Bond moving on.
Yeah, very well done there from Kieran. Guys, it should just very quickly explain that because of the massive return road here, we are actually going to run the battles in 2 pairs. So you're going to see a lead run, and you're going to see a lead run, and then another lead run, i.e., 2 first halves of a battle, and then a chase run, and then a chase run. So again, 2 halves of the other side of the battle. So here we have the second half of the Michael Dargan Ian Warpole. Good, Michael Dargan, nice and fast, getting way out to that outer zone. But going, and Ian Warpole straightens. Oh, the car, and Ian's hand is out of the window. He is a very, very annoyed man. That car just not sparking joy for him at the minute. I mean, it's not sparking at all, I think, is the problem. Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Obviously, he seems to be having car issues throughout the entire weekend, and I do believe he had 1 or 2 problems at Teesside. Yeah, he's had a ton of electrical problems with that car, which is, I think, it's just classic BMW. It's a very unconventional engine setup. I don't know if you noticed about E30s, but they've actually got very complex wiring. They're really weird. And it's a 1 more time, ladies and gentlemen. So that is obviously Michael Dargan being deemed at fault for going off and Ian Warpole shutting down. So we'll have another chance. It's the, obviously it was considered to be a 0, I think, from each driver. So a 0 from each chase driver. That therefore means that we're going to have to go again. We can't split them. So a very squeaky Orcs belt from Michael Dargan. As Edgars leaves the line now, Oliver McDermott chasing. Edgars with a lot more power, steaming into that first corner, absolutely on a million miles an hour. But Oliver McDermott, look at the pedal going on from Oliver McDermott in that 200 horsepower 325. What an incredible chaser. Look at the proximity from Oliver McDermott. Properly closed up on Edgars there. Wow, did not expect that. Really expected Edgars to leave him for dead on the start line. Did not expect Oliver to pedal so manfully and catch up. That was really impressive. Oh yeah, I mean, he's not really got a choice when it comes to this track. Obviously with the horsepower difference with a lot of cars, he's got no choice but to push it as hard as he can. Yeah, no, absolutely. And Edgars is now in this terrible predicament where, because his car's so much faster, he's very likely to straighten chasing Oliver if he's not careful. Oh, so, yeah, he's got to be real careful. This is a problem that you might see a little bit later on when Luke Talley and Gabby face off. Oh, yeah. Yeah, which I think will be, obviously, Luke Talley 800 horsepower in that car, Gabby maybe of that on its best day. So anyway, we'll leave that alone and we'll go to the Battle of the Low Power Heroes. Jack Coburn, the E30 Touring, Long Roos for the win, versus Kai Wallace, 5. Good entry from Jack Coburn there. Not as wide as we've seen in qualifying, but doesn't really need to be. Kai doing a manful job to keep up with him, but Kai catching a little bit of understeer there and washing a tiny bit, but kept it on the black stuff. As Kai comes down now, closes up a little bit, but it could have been a little bit closer. I mean, props to Kai for what's probably a very difficult chase. But the good thing about Jack is you know you can fully commit behind him. That is exactly what I was saying to Kai during the break. He is a guy that you can trust in the lead, and you can utilise all the opportunities. Obviously, it's just then down to you to make the pace to keep up. But obviously, the one downside to MX-5s is they're still very underdeveloped when it comes to lock kits and suspension geometry. Yeah, so obviously people like Dan Pryor are doing, great things with Dan Pryor from Destroy or Die are doing, great Destroy or Dan as everyone calls him, doing absolutely great things with lock mods for those MX-5s, but you can't overcome the laws of physics, I think.
Yeah, it's the short wheelbase does make it very, very hard.
Yeah, MX-5s do not float, people. But anyway, we are going to grid. Now we've got Ollie to lead and Edgar's to chase. Very, very... oh, wow, Edgar's right on the bumper there, but getting caught out a little bit. And Oliver pulling a gap. Oliver absolutely flat to the mat in the little E36 there, as Edgar's does everything he can to keep climbing on that door. Very, very, very good run so far from both drivers. Edgar's really showing his ability to chase a slow car there. Obviously, a lot of angle, a lot of left foot brake, but what an incredible run from Edgar's. And we got a little bit of applause from the crowd. There can be a bit more applause, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, round of applause for the young gun Oliver McDermott and Edgar's the Latvian lunatic.
I mean, that lead from Ollie there was
absolutely
insane.
Absolutely.
That was a sensational lead.
I don't know. I don't want to call this one. I genuinely have got no idea. Well, I regret. My, like I said, I don't regret anything about not judge.
Moving on into the top 16.
Edgar's gets the win, ladies and gentlemen, and the crowd goes well. About 4% of the crowd goes wild as Oliver does a manful job in the little BMW. Unfortunately, that is both McDermott and McDermott pair out of the running now.
Unfortunately, but now we have Kai in the lead with the MX-5 killer, Jack the Plumber himself, in the chase in that E30 Touring. Nice initiation between the two of them as they come around in the 2 out of 3, but Jack's putting the pressure onto Kai now as they come around into the Manji section. Oh, but Jack has to kind of check up there. Maybe a mistake from Jack for the first time. Is an MX-5 going to take him down as they come around into out of 7, as they come across the line? That is a big mistake there from Jack. Or was it down to Kai?
Again, another thing I wouldn't like to call. You got to bear in mind, guys, we are a good 250 yards away from that back straight. So we're obviously the judges reviewing the drone tape to make sure that we know what the crack was. Obviously, a very uncharacteristic mistake from Jack, but it's not unheard of. Even the Mona Lisa has flaws.
Oh no, definitely. But there can only be one winner in this battle, and this to make sure they get the right choice on who made the fault.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of very, very intense discussion going on. A lot of furrowed brows.
Oh yeah, I mean this is going to be a big moment for Kai, getting vengeance on Jack for the Northerns team. Obviously he's beaten Javis twice now, but moving on into the top 16 is Jack the Plumber.
Yeah, so obviously the judge is seeing something we didn't there, but can't take it away from Kai. What an absolutely manful job you did, my man. We're so proud of you. Very, very good run today. Yeah, Jack. Obviously, Jack just doing what he does. Obviously, it's very uncharacteristic for. Right, okay, so Brad McQueen was saying that was like splitting hairs. Exactly as we go into the battle of the E36 compacts, as Hayden Renton leads in Nathan Rudd. Wow, big gap on Hayden Renton with the extra torque of the V8, throwing it on a ton of angle, but Nathan now starting to catch up as Hayden checks the brake a little bit, brings it out onto the back straight, nice and wide. Wow, what a turn in the gets it slightly wrong. Oh no, it catches some dirt, and that might just be the thing that knocks the points off the run for him. Other than that, an absolutely manful chase from Nathan Murray in the little 2.8 compact. As a hand out the window, I think Nathan's going to be quite happy with that.
Definitely. I mean, that was a very committed chase. Just getting a bit too dangerous in the Manji section, but definitely making the most of the opportunity he got.
I did not notice that Nathan's car has a sunroof.
Huh. I've got to say, that must be quite nice.
Well, it's not open, it's just got a sunroof.
Yeah, but you got to think, more light into the car.
It'd be worth more money in Northern Ireland. You've got no idea how obsessed they are with sunroofs over there.
Yeah, I had a gather.
You can buy fake sunroof kits in Northern Ireland where it looks like the sunroof. It's like two triangular shaped pieces of plexiglass and then another piece on the top. So it looks like it has a popped up sunroof even when it doesn't.
That's hilarious.
Isn't it? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
That is class. Although to be
just
fair,
cut a hole in your roof if you're that arsed.
To be fair, I see it a lot on the old Teslas and everything. Like, they're covered. Like, they're everywhere. They love it.
Yeah, no, to be fair, I did make me laugh when watching the IDS and the Bishop's Court, the Bishop's Court Diff and Drift in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we've got a diffing area over here, and they panned the camera over, and there were just 27 IS200s all doing rings. Absolutely brilliant. Give her plenty, lad. Absolutely fantastic. As Vicky Lynch leads the line now with Paul Seymour in the chase.
Here we go, Vicky in that E46. But the chase so far not looking too good. Vicky just kind of walking away right now in that 46. Oh, but almost hitting that was very interesting there in the chase. But Vicky doing a very good job in the lead. Maybe a little bit of a check up there, which allows that S13 to pull up and get the proximity. But as they come across the line,
yeah,
it's a very difficult
I
one.
think having been able to watch that without having to run it through my brain at the same time, Paul actually caught a bit of understeer there, which set him off on a weird line. Obviously, Paul only running a 17-inch tyre, so
really?
Yeah, 225/17 is all he can fit on that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's a very very small tyre for how powerful the car is. So
that explains a lot. That does explain a lot, because you could see the rears just spinning and spinning and spinning, and he doesn't travel. So
yeah, it gets incredible wheel speed, that car, but there's a lot of wheel speed, but not a lot of movement. So it's. But anyway, we digress. We must get to the second half of the Nathan Wood and Renton battle. Nathan Wood leading this time with a handbrake entry, Nathan Wood, which does put him on a slightly strange line, but Hayden not faced, staying there with him, avoiding crashing into Nathan Wood on the corner there, which is absolutely fantastic chase work there from Hayden. Through the Manji, a lot more angle than Nathan Rudd. Absolutely brilliant so far from both drivers. And across the line, ladies and gentlemen, give Hayden and Nathan Rudd a round of applause, please.
that was something.
All right, I got 7 people. You people by the Jaguar XF there, the 4 of you that I could see clapping, you're now my friends. I need everybody else to follow their lead, please and thank you.
That was definitely a very interesting battle, but obviously only one can move on.
Hayden Renton gets the win, ladies and gentlemen, knocking Nathan Rudd out of competition. Unfortunately, the one of the Keep It Welded drivers, unfortunately, going to have to make the long drive home with the little compact in tow. But Hayden, obviously, previous winner, last round's winner. So hopefully can carry on form. You know, it's the first step of many. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step, as people like to say.
Oh, definitely. I mean, once you start getting podiums and start getting victories, it definitely makes a big difference. But we got Chrissy Palmer in the lead now, with that crazy muscular man behind him in that pink 350 also, but nowhere really to be seen so far in the chase. As they come around now into the Manji section, Chrissy's just kind of walking away right now. As it comes around now in towards outer 7, there's just no argument. There's no answer to this argument here.
Yeah, Ross Juniper there looking very, very, very gripped up. Chrissy on the qualifying line that he did so well earlier. Yeah, Ross looking very grippy in that car. Possibly too little pressure. Too little camber. Obviously, bear in mind that is still a standard VQ35DE. So I think a healthy one of those is 275 brake compared to like the 450 in Chrissy Palmer's car.
Yeah, there's a stark difference between the two, but it's good to see that we have drivers that have the same cars but two very different setups, and that is what we love about drifting. It is a very, very diverse sport, both in the people in it and the cars.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can. When was the last time you saw an LS swap JZX 100 twinning with a rear-wheel drive Mark 1 Golf with an M50 turbo in it? I guarantee you didn't see that yesterday, did you?
Even drift masters don't get it, that kind of weirdness. I love it.
So we're going to flip them around now. Go again. We've got Paul Seymour in the lead this time and Vicky in the chase. Obviously Vicky probably at a good advantage after the first run. Paul a little bit shallow on the line there. Vicky obviously having to follow a slightly weird lead. Paul getting away, but mainly because of a cut of the track, unfortunately, which is unfortunately not going to sit very well with the judges, and across the line. And Vicky's electrical short there again. Apparently it does it automatically. Steve says it's something to do with the rev limiter. I just think he's got some wiring crossed up somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I think it's a cool effect.
I think it's crossed up wiring.
Yeah, probably.
And a thumbs up out the window to Paul Seymour. So obviously everybody's happy no matter what goes on. So we're just going to get the lovely Amber to convey the decision, because we don't actually know until we see the flag go down. And Vicky Lynch gets the win, ladies and gentlemen, knocking Paul Seymour, Team Rowing, out of competition, unfortunately. Very well done to Vicky. Congratulations, love. Very, very happy for Vicky, doing it for the sisters. Just her and Gavi representing for the fairer sex this weekend.
So we're just waiting on our next battle to turn up. which will be the second half between Ross and Chrissy. So it'll be Chrissy in the chase, Ross the lead. Two 350s, two very different styles. One's JZ, one's VQ. It's almost like the Power Rangers in some form with these colours. To be fair, I'm seeing some kids over there that look a bit too young to know about the Power Rangers, to be fair. You missed out. But now we have Ross in the lead, Chrissy in the chase. We're just going to get our lovely Colgate to send them down.
Wrong Marshall.
Oh, is he not on start line today?
No, that's our OG start line Marshall.
Ah,
that's Mr. Dale Bradley, who has
where's
done
Colgate?
start line for 15 years. Colgate's wrangling drivers. Anyway, we are getting past this. So Ross Juniper to lead, but Chrissy almost with him here. Chrissy obviously expecting Ross to be a lot faster than he actually was, as Ross goes through on pretty much no angle, unfortunately, and Chrissy just doing his best to stay on angle and stay with Ross, which is whoa, goodness me! 350 on 350 violence there, ladies and gentlemen, as a bump from Ross's bash bar into Chrissy's door. Hopefully no damage there.
It's the Jay-Z lover in him, looking at him like, how dare you have a VQ still?
Well, Ross does loads of mad rotaries, so I'm hoping at some point that thing gets a mad rotary in it.
I would love to see a rotary 350. It'd make my day. So moving on into the top 16, Chrissy Palmer. Moving on.
Well
into the
deserved.
next
Yeah,
section.
well deserved win there by Chrissy. Obviously, I thought when it came round, the Rocket Bunny 350 had it. I don't know about you.
I mean, to be fair.
Yes, yes, Carl. Yeah, indeed. Yes, very slight power difference. Just a couple of hundred horsepower there. You know, it's more than a couple of turns of the wick. I can tell you that for nothing.
Just a little bit.
So I believe we've got our one more time gridded up, ready to rock.
Yes, we do.
As the last battle on this side of the tree. As I can see,
really
Michael.
Already?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're getting through them. I can see Michael Bennett heading up there for his battle, which will be very interesting.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to send these guys. So it will be Ian Walpole in the lead and Michael Dargan to chase. So Ian, very, very good lead line so far. Whoa, Michael Dargan very deep, but keeping it on the circuit. Obviously not wanting a repeat of last time. Ian, whoa, and off again from Michael Dargan. This is very uncharacteristic. He sheds the back bumper of the E30 and I believe has mowed over the tyre wall as well. This is scrappy. We're just going to send these guys out again and again and again until one of them blows the car up.
Honestly, I think it's a point of pride on whose E30 is better at this point.
I mean, one of them has a M60 V8 in it, so I'm just going to have to roll with that, you know? Anyway.
Definitely more old school.
So, talking of old school, this is a bit old school, new school, need to learn, though. So you got the tried and tested formula of the 1J Zenki of Callum Allenby. Obviously, JZS bodies just work. It's one of the best things about them. And that coupled with the N54, still with the stock ceramic twins of Jack Chapman. So
to be fair, the M54, good motor.
After he clipped it, it still had some power. It looks like that last corner was a full trip there in the car.
So yeah, just while we clear a little bit of debris off track, get all the marshals back on post, and Jack and Callum have got time to side-eye each other from their respective cockpits. Obviously, Jack in the E92, newer chassis, a relatively stock-ish car. Still has a stock ECU and stuff. It's not really anything crazy. It's an N54 with some bolt-ons.
Yeah, but you can't go wrong.
Yeah, and obviously Callum, the 1J VVTi with a big turbo and ECU courtesy of Brad at Mutant Engineering. Shout out to Brad, I know he's watching. As Jack Chapman initiates slightly weird line and quite slow through the middle of the circuit there. Possibly just checking up a little bit on Callum. Whoa! And then off from Jack Chapman. That was not forced. I think Jack unfortunately just lost his place on the circuit and unfortunately shot the car off onto the green stuff. I don't know if you know this, but it's much better to keep it on the black stuff.
It's the classic case of E92 heavy.
Not that heavy.
Well, compared to an S chassis.
Well, yeah, but that's because their chassis are mostly rust.
Yeah, that's true. They're made out of tin.
The finest Nippon tin.
Yes, indeed. To be fair.
I'm gonna give you guys a very your Uncle Harry's gonna give you a good tip here. If someone claims that they've got a rust-free UK S14, they've also got a bridge to sell. And speaking of which, Michael Dargan now to lead and Ian to chase. Obviously Michael Dargan at a 10-0 with the big shutdown. So if Ian Walpole can hold it together here, this will be putting Michael Dargan on the trailer. But Ian Walpole goes off now. Cole, what is going on? Are we just going to watch these two go around until one of them drops dead?
Potentially.
This is definitely something that the judges... I don't know if there's a contingency plan in place, because we can't send them one more time again. We're only allowed one more time. So we can't send them one more time again. That might be a 10-0 for both drivers on both runs. Yeah, I think we're going to have to spin a coin for this.
Do you reckon they've just planned this themselves between each other?
We'll just go around all day forever. We're going to waste all our days watching two E30s have a battle of the errors.
We're going to start the show now. So we're just waiting on our judges to deliberate, because obviously they've got to make a decision here. And it's not easy.
This is not Formula Drift where you can just run it one more time until Chris Forsberg wins.
Oh, did I say that? And Matt Field gets the win.
It's genuinely, if it's Chris Forsberg or Matt Field, you might as well just initiate and then stop, put your car in the trailer, because they're just going to keep. Even if Chris Forsberg goes off, flips the car nose over tail 4 times and catches
just
fire,
give them the buy run.
Still get a one more time.
Just get the buy run.
Yeah, I remember years ago, and this is what gave me the hump with FD judging, was watching Alec Honadell go against Chris Forsberg, and he beat him fair and square twice, and they ran it one more time until Alec was out of tyre.
Typical, that ain't it?
Yeah, literally, they ran the third one more time, or the second one more time. Alec Honadell was out of tyre and he went off.
It's insane what they're doing, but it is what it is. It's unfortunately a different kind of drifting culture over there and the way they do things.
Yeah, because it's just rolling burnouts.
Yeah, pretty much. Remember what we were saying about drag racing earlier?
Well, that's what FG cars are. They're just drag cars. That's why they're set up that's why they're set up like they are.
Yeah, exactly. So moving on.
Ian Walpole gets the win, ladies and gentlemen. Coupe supremacy apparently has reared its ugly head here, as unfortunately putting Michael Dargan out of competition. A real battle of the errors there, unfortunately. So I don't think it was a wonderful battle from either driver, but obviously Ian just deciding on a bit of first and worst. I might just go actually and have a quick word with him, find out what the crack was there. Yeah, so yeah, as I've just been informed, yes, it was completely judged as in lead for lead, as in it's as if the chase runs for both drivers never existed because they both zeroed them. So slightly better lead from Ian Walpole, therefore he takes the win.
So that sounds quite fair.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? It's like you know, judging drifting is like trying to split the proverbial atom.
Oh no, definitely. But now we have Callum in the lead with that 92 in chase, going absolutely crazy into the second inner clip, but getting left behind in the chase, unfortunately there, but the S14 is absolutely ripping as he comes through the Manji section, going absolutely crazy, but there's nothing he can do to get up to that lead, get the proximity. As he come through 7, there's just no argument to be had.
No, Jack there, obviously, I know Jack having to work the left foot brake a lot in his qualifying run, which has unfortunately, I think, put him at a disadvantage as far as chasing is concerned. I don't know if it's because Callum's headlights have been slightly knocked, but the car looks so sad. Have you noticed? It's got a real sad face, that S14. It's such a shame. And Callum Allenby gets the win, ladies and gentlemen, but it's time for a big old cuddle. One of the smallest drivers on the grid and one of the biggest. Jack, give us a wave, my man. Congratulations.
We love to see the camaraderie.
Absolutely, I'm happy. Like I say, Jack's main goal this round was to qualify and get a proper battle. And Callum's a very, very good driver to have a qualifying run with, to have a battle with, sorry, because of just generally how good and how consistent of a driver he is. It's genuinely one of the best things about him.
Oh yeah.
Like I say, it's quite funny watching Callum, the little petite gentleman that he is, and the great big bear of Jack have a cuddle. As Ryan Milton leaves the line with Carl Perrin in the chase.
So obviously Ryan Milton qualifying second. But we got look at this from Ryan Milton, doing an absolute textbook lead so far. But unfortunately, a shutdown in the chase there, and it is going to zero his chase. So Ryan Milton can just walk away and finish his lead. And I'm just
so
hearing-
apparently we may have something fallen off the S14 of Carl Perrin there as he initiated. We might need to get a marshal out to check. Okay, it bounced clear of the track. The question is, what was it? Right, okay, possibly, I don't know. I've seen ejecto wastegato on SRs before. That's a very interesting.
Just trying to see if there's anything hanging off. Is there... Oh, but it does not like we have another one.
Sorry, right, Nathan Latore to lead out Matt Gell here. Nathan Latore pulling a big gap from Matt Gell there, unfortunately. Obviously, much faster run down from Nathan, but Matt Gell now gathering it up, trying to bring it back around, get under Nathan Latore's rear wing. Oh, and a spin from Matt Gell! Feet before the line.
That is the worst time to do it. The worst time. He is going to be absolutely fuming with himself. But unfortunately... So while Javi has an existential crisis, unfortunately that just having that mistake in the chase, we're now going to have to see what happens in the next, because obviously he's made that mistake which obviously could cost him the battle, but they still got another half to go. So now it's all down to what they can do with that, because the battle is not won until it is over in drifting. But now we have Ryan Milton in the chase, getting ready to find out what's happening, because potentially we do have a mechanical with his... Oh no, he's pulling up to
No,
the
it
line.
looks like... I was wondering potentially maybe if it was something like a boost pipe clamp that came off or something to that effect. There is a... Yeah. I doubt it would have been a pulley, because it obviously would have thrown the belt at the same time. So it's most likely to either way. I mean, whatever it is, it's obviously not affecting how Carl's driving the car. So unfortunately, Carl, currently on a 10-0, has got it all to do now against one of the most consistent drivers we've got, Mr. Ryan Milton. As they fly down, Carl in a much more powerful car initiates slightly straight, but does bring the car out nice and wide into the final corner. Ryan Milton desperately pedaling the little pink MX-5 to catch up there, but a bit of a wobble from Carl Perrin there, has to adjust slightly, but Ryan Milton, the dirt drops and straightens very slightly. Ooh, is that going to kick the door open? At worst, it's going to be at one more time.
0-0.
Yeah, it may end up being that. As a bit more of the S14 falls off.
Again?
I'm fairly certain that that front fender is supposed to not have active aero. So some fiberglassing required from Carl Perrin's team.
It doesn't like to be. It doesn't like to be together, does it?
No, all the aero is quick release, unfortunately, which is yes, it's active aero.
Yeah, Koenigsegg. Yeah.
I say this is what makes me laugh about F1 cars with active aero. So Dutch have been doing active aero for years. You know, eject bumpers all the way.
This is the way. Just waiting on our judges to deliberate.
And
There's
Ryan
Bob.
Milton gets the win, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, judges deeming...
And I can hear Jarvis Williams going crazy in the distance. Sir, you are the loudest human I've ever heard. I love it. Keep being you.
I could have sworn I heard a knocking noise off one of those cars. Hopefully it's Ryan 200 quid engine and not Carl's. Anyway, we digress. So Matt Gell with it all to do, currently sat on a 10-0 from Nathan Latore. Matt flicks it in on good angle, getting nice and wide to the outside of the circuit. There, but coming a bit shallow on number 4, Nathan Latore. Nathan checks up, finds himself on the inside of the circuit, leaving a big gap there for Matt Gell, which may have zeroed his run, but we're not sure. This may force a one more time, which is absolutely a possibility here. Not quite sure how the judges are going to see that.
Definitely.
So it will depend on what the judges thought caused Nathan to check up and straighten. Was it just Nathan losing confidence, or was it an error from Matt Gell? And it's a one more time, ladies and gentlemen. So obviously, judges deeming that nothing Matt did was at fault for Nathan Latore straighten. So he gets one more chance to try and win the battle.
Definitely. It was, like I was saying earlier, it's always the case. The battle is not won until it's over. So now we have the craziest matchup, which is Luke Talley and Gabby in the chase. And obviously Luke Talley in that crazy horsepower GT86 with the GR front end. But oh, Gabby just going potentially off there. I can't really see through the smoke here, but
yeah, no, that was definitely an off. I can tell you that for note, or possibly an over rotation. But
yeah.
The thing is, yes, okay, fine, fair enough. Yeah, Gabby did not stick with Luke, but Luke has now got to chase that car. Luke has the most powerful car in the Pro 2 grid, right? And so now he's got to chase the car with 195 horsepower.
Yeah, this is definitely, it's an interesting matchup because
do you know who used to own Gabby's car?
No.
If it still said financial mistake on the rear wing, would you know?
No.
Stephen McConnell's car, that.
Oh.
Yeah, so before Stephen McConnell bought Ricky Lawrence's car, which the car was formerly owned by Ricky Lawrence, who was a Pro 2 champion, that was his trusty steed. Anyway, getting off tack, Mindigus now comes flying down, initiates very, very well. Kev Florence behind him there, doing everything he can to pedal up. Obviously, Baby Bull not as powerful as Mindigus' big car, but a straight in there from Kev and a slight tentativeness as he flies through and down, makes sure that he keeps the car on angle behind Mindigus. Obviously, Kev probably outpowering Mindigus a little bit, but Mindigus was very straight towards the end of the run there. Unsure what happened there. Obviously, like I say, Baby Bull not very powerful. It's only a standard M60 under the hood of the E46.
There's definitely a big difference between these two. Obviously, Kev with that, I'm guessing Kev's still running the SR in that.
Yes, it is SR CD09, and do you know what? I can't take it away from Kev's SR. It's actually quite good.
I was going to say.
I can't say anything else about SRs because Brad McQueen's going to come over and pitch me out the tower.
He's not listening. He's not listening.
he just heard me.
You missed it.
He just heard me say the words Brad McQueen and SR, and everything else was just yeah. I've been told. I've been told that I've got to tone down the SR thing because Brad will legitimately beat me up. So.
To be fair, it's quite a big drop from here.
Interesting news coming on the live stream. Mr. Dango is saying he might try and get out at some point this year if he's feeling up to it. We only have one round left, and then we've got men's good commentator today. No shouting in microphone, no eating and talking at the same time.
Thank you very much to the handsome fella who complimented our commentary today. We really appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. It's very hard to do this. People think, yeah, you're just talking into a microphone and stuff, but it's very easy to bore people to sleep, unfortunately. We try not to, but you know, we can't help it sometimes. And also, I have seen the message on the live stream from Mr. Dango, Carl Farrar. Yes, Carl, we would very much love to have you back with us, buddy. We do miss you. One round left. It's like 10 minutes from your house. You know, you've got working cars. You've got a mostly working body now. Obviously, for those of you guys who don't know, Carl unfortunately had quite a bad accident a little bit earlier this year, which sidelined him for most of the year. But he's got most of a working body now. I've seen the car at Three Sisters. It rips. It does good skids. The new Mustang.
What?
Yeah, you can't. Have you not? Dango's built himself an S550 Mustang with some crazy supercharged Coyote in it. Real cool car. Real cool car. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we have also, we have been informed that obviously Carl struggling a little bit with the power steering because apparently his old man wrists and elbows are struggling with it. You know, these young whippersnappers now, they don't know they're born with their power steering.
I don't know the power of the Mustang.
Well, Carl's from before power steering. I think Carl's from here before starter motors. I think Carl's first car, I think he had to go out and stick a bar in the crank. And,
the little wind up.
wind it up. You know, it's one of those things.
I do remember his old RX-8, his V8 RX-8.
The Ferrari. No, it was a 1JZ. The Ferrari.
That was
the Ferrari X8. Yes, it was a 1JZ. That was the
really cool.
cool car. The police livery, flat out county police. Yeah. Anyway, we digress as we flip it round. Gabby lead and Luke Talley to do the most tentative chase run of his life. Luke leaving it in a lower gear, piling on angle to try and make sure that he doesn't catch Gabby. Gabby checks up and straightens, has to reinitiate. Luke almost getting caught. Doesn't let the car fall under the turbo, crucially, because that car, huge, very laggy turbo on it. So if the car is out of its power band, it's almost curtains for him. But Luke done a manful job there to keep contained behind Gabby. So we will see what the judges say.
definitely a very controlled and well thought out chase.
Yeah, absolutely. You can, I say, you can't take away from Luke Talley. That is a very, very difficult thing to do, chasing such a high-powered car. It's very easy to straighten behind a car with a lot less power like that, because you're just not expecting them to, you blip the throttle, you catch them up, you lift off, you straighten, because those cars are so grippy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, this is the thing. It's obviously people think that you want drift cars not to have grip, but the truth is, competition drift cars have absolutely loads of it. A lot of these cars will do 9-second quarter miles. They're insane vehicles.
I mean, it's mental to think. Obviously, Luke Talley moving on into the top 16. It's crazy to think not many people get the chance to say, yeah, I took on a basically D-Mech spec.
It is a D-Mech spec car.
Yep, D-Mech spec car in a 200 horsepower E36. It's quite a rare opportunity.
I was talking about sunroof. I was talking about sunroofs earlier.
There's another one.
Gabby actually has a sunroof cracked.
Fair enough.
That's a power move right there.
That, to be fair though, it should help with smoke dissipation. So
maybe we need to cut a hole in William Hardy's roof. Incidentally, as we flip there, Kev Florence and Mindegas. Kev flies in ahead of Mindy, keeping the car on a pinned wide line. Very, very good from Mr. Sleep Deprived, Team Ronin. Dragon Auto Body's boss man there. Very, very good chase run actually so far from Mindy. Kev doing whoa! And a very, very aggressive dive there from Mindy, almost pushing him round. What on earth got into Mindy there? I think he forgot where the brake was.
Did they even make contact?
I'm not sure. I'll work out. I'm going to have a quick look as they stop, see if there's any quarter panel impact. Obviously, Kev representing Keywise Cars, obviously presenting sponsor of Team Ronin, and Kev himself, bossman of Dragon Auto Bodies, keeps all the Team Ronin cars looking smart, keeps the Betty Surf Shop cars looking smart as well. Please make sure that you hit up Dragon Auto Bodies if you're anywhere in Devonshire for a very, very sweet paint job, because Kev, obviously, that car been drifted a lot now, still looks as good as the day you rolled it off the trailer the first time, and Mindegas gets the win. Apparently the judges rewarding him for that extremely close transition in the chase.
Albeit definitely the craziest dive we've seen all day so far. Fair play to him for making that work. That was something else. But now I do believe
Yes, I have to give Mindegas that there. Techers is the word I would use for that chase transition.
So we've had one. Bacon burners is stuck. So we've got Yola again from the pits, bacon burners stuck.
So this is our one more time, Nathan Latore versus Matthew Gell. Nathan with the supercharger winding away, initiates, pulling a big gap on Matt Gell in the Mac Tour Safety Z, but a lot of angle from Nathan and Matt Gell following him off the track, detaching both bumpers from the cars. one in, one out, as they hopefully the marshals make sure they pair them up correctly. But a bit of a separation opening up there, but obviously Nathan going off in the lead run. So is it possible that Matt just followed him off?
Oh, I do think so.
Yeah, because obviously you're trying to use the lead car as a mobile clip. So if you follow the car off, yes. Oh no, hang on a minute. Nathan's back bumper is on.
It's multiple pieces.
Oh no. So what it is Matt's bumper is two parts. So it's the stock 350 bumper, and then it has an aero kit on the bottom.
Yeah.
So basically, Matt's. So that's both halves of Matt Gell's bumper there.
It came off quite nicely.
Yeah. Well, it's a KBD kit.
Ah.
Yeah. So Matt was really proud of this kit when he got it. He was sort of like, oh, watch! I'm going to put it in front of the radiator and watch what happens. And it all. Yeah. It was. It's fantastic as Toby's drone with its really creepy skull ornament.
That is.
Yeah.
These drone pilots have some crazy equipment.
I'm waiting for this banner to fly up and smack it into the ether. So, yeah, Toby, give us a backflip. Hey, there we go. I made everyone at home sick. Sorry.
He's the one in the VR.
Anybody who threw up, I apologise.
He's the one that's in the VR.
Yeah, so this is when Toby's stomach comes up and files divorce proceedings against his inner ear. Anyway, there's cars over there. Do you want to get back to them? Thank you. So we've got a battle of the S14s now, two very different ways to do an S14. We've got 700 horsepower 2J with a CDO9 in Rob Spray's S14, purple one. And the white S14 is a supercharged BMW V8 and a Getrag 420G box, courtesy of Mr. Alfie Hunter.
Yeah, very different. This banner's been an absolute nightmare on the front of this tower.
So whoever's started a poll for Dango to attend Wigan, we do appreciate you. Carl, peer pressure is a real thing, mate. So, you know, I don't advise people kowtowing to peer pressure, but this is not a cigarette or a beer. This is doing cool rips. So let's do cool rips. Let's do cool rips, Carl. Come on, we know you're a rock star. I'll even put your AC/DC tape in for you. You know, the car that I maintain, the driver got on the radio to me at Matsori and went, some dude in the Laurels just pulled up blasting AC/DC, should have twinned with him. I went, yeah, that's Carl. It'll be good fun, just do it.
Fair enough.
So yeah, that was a great time actually, because they literally said, oh yeah, just pulled up with You Shoot Me All Night Long on full volume, which is the most Carl Farrar move that exists in the Carl Farrar playbook.
Makes you wonder though, do any of these drivers have music while they're playing?
Do you know what? This is the thing, I haven't seen a single stereo. Most people like maybe zip tie Bluetooth speaker in practice, it's not loud, but you know. Anyway, we digress. As Alfie Hunter to lead out Rob Spray. Alfie Hunter initiates, very good line, very fast, slightly shallow, but look at Rob Spray, absolutely glued to him as Rob leaves him with enough room to transition, but not too much. Rob piling on the power now, managing to keep it on the black stuff as there's a manful job sticking to that qualifying line. Good dive from Rob Spray there. Absolutely fantastic. What a chase run from Rob Spray. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Alfie Hunter and Rob Spray.
Definitely a really good run between the two of these. Little bit scrappy from Rob Spray towards the Manji section, but manages to make it work and bring it back into the fight. But obviously, still got another run to go, so we'll have to see what happens in the second half.
And now we have a decider here, I suppose. Somebody on this battle's got to go through. Matt Gell and Nathan Latore. Obviously, Matt to lead out Nathan. Hopefully, both cars end up not pointing in the wrong direction.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, so hopefully we don't have another battle of the errors here as Matt Gell sets off. Nathan Latore right behind him with a supercharger singing its head off. Matt Gell flicks it in. Plenty of power, good line, and Nathan goes well offline. Oh my goodness.
Remember what you were saying about that tyre stack?
Yes.
Well,
nobody's hit it yet. Oh God, and a spin from Matt Gell. All he had to do was finish the run.
What is going on?
I don't know. What I can tell you is I'm going to be chasing Matt Gell with a hatchet tonight. You had it in the bag. All you had to do was go A to B, and you flipping rotated it. He's a close mate of mine, but my God, he doesn't half get me goat sometimes. I find him the most exasperating human being.
It is what it is.
Drifting isn't life and death. It's far more important than that.
Oh, yeah.
As Matt Gell gets the win, ladies and gentlemen, obviously I assume that coming down to Nathan being offline in the first run. So obviously couldn't run them again. Not really a battle either one of them will want to put down in the history books, but I mean, a win's a win. I'll sure take it.
I mean, at least you don't have to chase him with a hatchet now.
Oh, I'm certainly going to do that. It's the principle. It's the principle of the matter, right? You can't. You get given a battle on a plate. All you've got to do is go A to B. You've been doing it all day.
How dare you? How dare you?
If anybody could flag the ice cream van down, send him to the commentary booth, we'd greatly appreciate it. I could really do with a 99 right now.
Already had one.
They're not 99 now, are they? They're about
£4.50.
£4.75. Welcome to inflation in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, now they're £2.50 at the moment, the ice cream van. But even then, that's still cheaper than the majority of ice cream vans that are out there.
Although somebody on the live stream did say, "Oh, thank God, no more, no eating no eating while talking." So I think maybe we'll have to wait for a track down, and then we can. Yeah, somebody wait somebody roll the car, and then we'll have to hope the ice cream hasn't melted.
No, definitely. I mean, to be fair, ice cream's one of those you could just shove it down your throat.
Can you?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I've not got that skill, Brandon.
Just
so
man it.
You
Just man it.
probably earn yourself some good money with that skill.
To be fair, I'm part of the Northerns team on a good day, so.
It really annoys me that they call the place Northampton. It's never been the North. It's nowhere near the North.
There is definitely a fake North.
It's Northampton.
The Northerns area is a really big area as well.
Anyway, we digress once again. Rob Spray leads Alfie on a very, very fast initiation from Rob Spray, leaving a massive gap between Alfie and, wow, what an incredible run so far from both drivers. Give Alfie his credit, a little bit underpowered compared to Rob Spray. Roughly 700 horsepower. Whoa! And a very, very crazy move there from Alfie, but didn't really pay off as Rob hits the tyres with a wheel drop and folds in the quarter panel on that S14.
You know what, though? Look at the way the tyres have just stood up. That's quite satisfying.
It's quite good, isn't it? Yeah, it's Rob's making performance art. And Rob Spray gets the win, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately knocking Alfie Hunter out of competition, but I mean, that was an incredible drive from both participants there. Obviously, I think Rob's incredible chasing in the first round, just helping him out there. But Alfie, thank you very much for coming out, man. Yes, I do like the way your car sounds, thank you for that.
We do like it.
That's the best V8 in the world, that.
Which one is it again?
BM. M60.
RY45 for the win.
Yeah, but do you know what's one amazing thing that an M60 can't do that every other V8 in the world does?
Go on.
Brake.
Fair enough.
Our M60 had one bolt holding the oil pump in. One bolt.
Can't argue against that. Talking of BM-V8s, the bacon burner, as it's now affectionately known, apparently that's stuck. So all right, fair enough. It wasn't my best work, but I'll sure take it as my contribution to modern art. Versus Mr. Born to Drift, Patrick Rakovic in the M54 Turbo E46. This one's going to be an
I think the BMW's got it.
Yeah, to be fair. Actually, I don't know.
Well, we'll see. Is Patrick going to run away from Rich? Or is Rich going to have his number? I guess we'll see.
Here we go, Patrick in the lead. Rich trying really hard to get into the battle, but so far in the lead he's just pulling away. But that E30 is really trying to put his paces in as they come around into the Manji section. There's just still no answer from the lead. From the chase as they come around into outer 7, but it does get a little bit of proximity, but there could have been a mistake there between the two. We'll have to see what the judges say.
There was a lot of angle on the transition from Patrick. Whether that is an issue or not remains to be seen.
Definitely. It's quite hard to see as that's all behind the mound that's in front of it.
Yes, absolutely. So it's quite an ill-placed clipping point for us. We have to kind of rely on a bit of a second look, our second set of eyes in favour of the drone. Although I have, I think, I don't know. I don't want to call it. I'm not a judge, Brandon. I keep saying this to people.
I've only just noticed it says bacon fryer on the wing.
It does, but the old one said bacon fryer on it. But you can't have two bacon fryers. Well, you can.
Just change it to bacon fire, like the Eurofighter.
No, that was the joke, bacon fryer. But I think that one, unfortunately, I think bacon burner has stuck. It's not my best work, ladies and gentlemen. I apologise.
We need to put a sticker on the back that says bacon burner in now.
Well, the main reason for bacon burner is because it shoots flames out the bonnet. So you could theoretically burn some bacon on it.
Like I was saying, I'm curious what that would taste like. Not good, but it'd be a very weird sensation.
Anyway, some turbo BMW and turbo BMW violence here. 2J under the bonnet of Michael Bennett C46 with other Patrick Lukovinski running an engine 2 turbo as Michael pulls a massive gap on Patrick. Patrick on the left foot brake, trying to keep angle, trying to stay with him, but catching very, very straight there, very low angle as he chases Michael through. Michael drops a wheel and Patrick is in the weeds.
It's like that dirt drop became a smoke bomb.
Yes, so one wheel off is acceptable, people. It's a deduction, but one wheel off is okay. We are allowing. So for a while, wheel drops were a 0, but. Yeah, I think what you're seeing there is possibly a smokeout. Now here's a battle that nobody wants in the pits at all.
Oh yeah.
Two good buddies, two neighbours, well, sort of neighbouring cities. Harry Cunliffe and Paddy Byrne, both LS-powered S-bodies. Let's see what goes on here. Harry Cunliffe, big flick entry from Harry Cunliffe. And Paddy Byrne right there with him. What an incredible run. So Paddy on the inside of the circuit. Oh, wow. Oh, and Harry doing a manful job there not to smash the back of the borrowed PS13 clean off of the car. Very, very good job so far.
Oh.
Paddy catching himself. Oh, an over-rotation from Paddy Byrne. I mean, let's face it, Paddy knew he had to push very, very, very hard. Harry is flying in that borrowed PS. I'm fairly certain Dennis is probably already figuring out what he can sell to buy it off Johnny.
I mean, this is the thing with Harry. Harry is just a very talented driver.
Yeah, because obviously Jonathan, who owns that car, actually has two LS-powered PS13s.
Oh.
Now, but one has a supercharger on it, and that one doesn't.
Ah.
So no man needs two drift car.
I mean, if you want to inflate the price of PS13s, maybe.
Jonathan doesn't need any help inflating any prices.
That is true.
His daily is a Porsche 911 Turbo convertible.
Yeah, don't get any ideas.
Yeah, that's so Jonathan has a £75,000 drift car and considers it a toy.
I wish I could say the
he
same.
bought another £75,000 drift car because he got lonely in the garage.
I feel fancy with my Volvo V70.
I drive a hand-me-down Golf. Incidentally, we've got the second half of the Bacon Burner versus Patrick Rakovic. Big entry from Rich Graham. Wow, look at the speed of the E30 as he drags it clean out to the outside of the track. Very, very good run so far, but Patrick not doing anything wrong really in the chase, sticking with him. Oh, wow, a very weird transition there from Patrick, getting caught up on the inside of the circuit. Rich not letting it fluster him, staying out nice and wide and across the line.
That was definitely an interesting one.
Yeah, it looks like possibly Patrick's front tyre's a bit too scrubbed there and just catching a lot of understeer, but I guess we'll see the way it goes. Judge is still deliberating.
This is why it's very important when you're going on the cool down on the way back to the start line is to scrub the fronts to get all the marbles off that you can. Make the most of that time, especially when you go back to the burnout box, because any marble on the front, so easy to catch understeer.
As Patrick gets the win, ladies and gentlemen, knocking Rich Graham at competition. I'm going to have to go over the judges and find that out. I don't know what went wrong there.
So obviously a BMW one, 2 generations apart. Obviously the 46 comes out on top, but now we have got a reason as to why.
So yeah, straighten from Rich Graham. It was only a small one, but it was a straighten nonetheless. Unfortunately, that cost him dearly. Incidentally, we'll run the other half of Patrick Bukovinski and Michael Bennett here. Very underpowered chase at lead car as Patrick fails to initiate. Michael Bennett doing a manful job to stay behind him again, not getting too crossed up, not wanting to risk anything, obviously aware that he's currently sitting on a massive advantage, so just doing what he needs to do, biding his time and across the line. And I think the neon green yellow BMW's won it.
I don't know. Once again, I don't know. It's definitely going to be interesting who moves on. And Michael Bennett moves on into the top 16. So now we're going to be moving on to the second half of the battle of Paddy and Harry. So we've got Harry Cunliffe in the chase.
We've had 3 Patricks in the last 3 battles.
Yeah, that's mental.
We have 3 drivers called Patrick, and they're all coming out one after the other.
Yeah, it's a bit interesting, eh? But now we have Harry Cunliffe chasing in Paddy. Obviously, Paddy making that big mistake in his chase. So he's got a lot to do in the lead. Obviously, right now, Harry's spotter is going to be saying to him, look, just do what you need to do. This is a easy battle from here, but now we have them initiating in. Harry Cunliffe in the chase. Paddy doing a good job in the lead so far. Maybe a bit shallow onto out of zone 3, but as Harry transitions around, he tries to get the proximity there, tries to push, tries to put on a show for all of you, ladies and gentlemen, as they come around now into the last section, into outer clip 7. Doing a nice job there between the two of them. Harry Cunliffe making sure not to push too hard as they come across the line.
Yeah, that was a very measured chase run there from Harry, just making sure he needed to do what he did. Did not let Paddy Byrne get away from him though. obviously think Paddy's probably aware of what went on there, so we are just going to get the decision. And indeed it is Harry Cunliffe advanced to the top 16, ladies and gentlemen, knocking Paddy Byrne at competition. Give them both a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Really, really good battle between the two of them. Unfortunately for Paddy, it just was not his day.
Very good friends off the track, the two of them. Obviously, Paddy, really happy to have Paddy back with us this year. Actually, he's really that S15. Obviously, Max Fleckney has carried on developing it for him. Max FMS Drift Prep has carried on developing it for him, making it better every round. In fact, I'd say said that putting a stock PAS pump back on it was a massive help because the Astra pump doesn't self-steer as hard. So Paddy obviously doesn't have any leg strength to brace himself to wind the wheel back in, so it was a huge advantage. So we are now in the first battle of top 16.
This is it. Oh God, the voice break there.
That was sorry, yeah, that catch you unaware. Is he all right? I think Anthony needs to go get us some water. He is gonna. He will do it. He's a sweetheart.
So now we have Kieran Bond in the lead.
So Bondy, obviously the number one qualifier, will go out and lead first, and Ian Walpole will chase. So the main thing for Kieran Bond is to make sure that he gets a very, very good, quick, fast, fluid lead run, so that he can't be deducted points, and Ian Walpole needs to stick with him as closely as he possibly can. Obviously, Ian doing it for the single jingles, running an M20 turbo. Running an M20 turbo under the bonnet of that. Very, very weird setup, obviously, and definitely, obviously, replaced later by the M50, and then the 50 and then 54, which is what Kieran Bond has. So Bondy flying out of the trap here. Big weight transfer entry there, flicks over to initiate, gets the car set up very nice, although a little bit shallower than we used to seeing, as Ian Walpole locks the front wheel up. Straightens, has to reinitiate, but was that Kieran Bond being slightly offline as Kieran flicks it one way, flicks it another way, and Ian sticks with him, stays underneath him, and and another small fluff and a straighten from Ian Walpole there as something flies off Kieran Bond's car past the finish line.
Potentially a bit of sticker.
No, I think that was an indicator. Look, you see, there's there ain't no indicator in it now.
Very, very nice there between the two of them. Potentially Ian's just getting a little bit too aggressive in moments where he shouldn't have been.
Or it's a mechanical issue, perhaps some kind of mechanical failure, which is, obviously that car's got a ton of electronics on it that weren't there originally, so it's definitely weird. It may end up being that it's cutting fuel, it's cutting spark, doing something weird. Now we have a battle of the chassis.
Oh yeah. This one is
last hope for Team Top Drift to come out with some silverware versus Jack the Plumber.
So for once, he's not just going to be the MX-5 killer, but we'll have to see what he can do as Edgar's initiating with that 1 Series. Jack doing a good job so far, could be a bit closer as he comes around for the transition. Can he get the dive? Yes, he can as they come around into the Manji section. Looking very good as they transition. Look at the transition from Jack the Plumber as they come around now into out of 7. Doing a solid job, but he does lose a bit of ground as they come across the line. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for these two absolutely insane drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. That was genuinely brilliant there from both drivers. Edgar's obviously running quite an old-fashioned engine in that. He's running an M50 turbo in it, which is like a 2007 or 8 car, I believe, with a 1992-ish engine.
That's
which is
interesting.
Yeah. But you know what? A lot of people are still sticking with M50 turbo. Oliver Randalou, M50 turbo.
All reliable.
Yeah. Kevin Passau, M50 turbo.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I found this amazing when I looked at Kevin Passau's car a bit more closely. It's not an M2.
Wow, really?
It's an E46 with M2 bodywork.
Ah, that makes sense.
I'm not entirely sure I can trust him now.
Well, I'm pretty sure he was against Connor Falvey.
He was
today. I don't know who won.
I know there's been a bit of upsets because James Dean's car threw an alternator belt in the middle of the track. Or at the line, should I say.
Absolutely gutting.
Yeah, we have got the DMX to catch up on, guys, after we finish, but we can only do one job at a time, and it's currently our job to commentate on this run. So Kieran Bondy and Walpole back at the line. We're going to flip them around. We're going to go again.
Yep, and now this is where Kieran can either shine or fall, so we'll have to see. As in leading in with that E30, Kieran trying to get the proximity, has to sacrifice a bit of his angle, but manages to get up to the door of Ian. Ian maybe not having the most ideal line as they come around now through the Manji section into 7. Kieran definitely not having his cleanest chase of his career so far, but definitely a good performance between the two of these. So we'll have to see what the judges think.
That was a battle of errors, unfortunately. Very uncharacteristic from Bondi there. Obviously, Kieran normally a bloke who you can set your watch by. He's so methodical. And Kieran Bond gets the win, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, Ian Straighten there, unfortunately knocking him out of competition in his chase run. Give it up for Kieran Bond, guys. FMS Drift Prep. As he blows me a kiss. Thank you, man. Love you too.
Side door of the bag. There's a water in a cooler, which is ice. That's what we're using. Oh, okay. Perfect.
So it's now on us to decide the next lot of people. So we've now got Jack Coburn to lead in Edgar's as a very, very, very tight chase from Edgar's already, as Jack Coburn does what he does best, sticks to a nice wide quali line, but Edgar's not letting him get away, obviously using a little bit more oomph, more go in that one series. Wow, look at the transition, and Edgar's sticking right there with him. Wow. Not a battle I'd want to call there, as about 7 or 8 people start clapping. Again, you guys over there in the lawn chairs at the end of the bank are my heroes. Thank you so much for actually clapping and engaging. We do appreciate it. Everyone else. So I see a man up there by the blue Seat. Thank you, man. I appreciate you too.
We love to see it. Really good battle between the two of these, trading blows essentially.
Whoever wins and whoever loses, give them a round of applause. I can hear the Latvians chanting for Edgar's. There's a lot of, wow, they're very loud. Little Lithuania are getting a run for their money.
Oh yeah, definitely. But remember, there can only be one winner going into, is it the top 8
Edgar's gets the win, ladies and gentlemen. Advances to the top 8, knocks Jack the Plumber, 3rd in the points, out of competition. Wow, that could have serious championship implications.
Oh yeah. So that,
obviously Jack only sitting I think 11 points behind Harry Cunliffe in 3rd place. And so Jack obviously 3rd in the championship going into this round. Top 16 finish and a good qualifying score, but Edgar's possibly, maybe on his day. Anyway, next battle of the top 16, Hayden Renton to lead in Vicky Lynch. Hayden, big flick entry there in the little compact. Vicky doing everything she can to keep up with. That car is the quickest 300 horsepower car on the ground. I can't get over how fast Hayden's car is, as Vicky chooses from a gazillion gears to dive back on, but a lot of angle there from Vicky, possibly just knocking herself a bit back, but oh no, she's caught a load of, unfortunately, Vicky piling the grip back on there, trying to dial that angle back out, and it may have cost her dearly.
Very unlucky there. Very brave dive as well, but obviously these are the moments that make or break a battle, so we'll have to see what they do when they come back around and switch over. But nevertheless, Vicky doing all she can to get that battle secured. But unfortunately,
I suppose the main thing is, yes, unfortunately, she did understeer a bit, but I'm sure most drivers here would rather catch a bit of understeer when there was a battle than go straight off into the tyre wall.
Yes, indeed.
Now, this is a battle I'm looking forward to.
Oh yeah, this one's going to be...
I will say this with chest. The blue Nissan with the 1J's got it in the bag.
To be yeah, fair enough. But Chrissy in the lead. Look at this. Nice initiation between the two of them. Looking good so far as they transition into out of 3. Out of 4 as they come through the Manji section now, doing a good job. That 350 is absolutely dialed in, but look at the dive there in the chase, going absolutely ham as they come through and across the line.
Very well done there from Callum Allenby. Callum obviously still too young to be scared of death, so he's
how old is he?
19.
No way.
Yeah, so he's a very young lad. You wouldn't believe it with the size of the earrings he's got. But he's, yeah, Callum has Callum wears 50 cents earrings when he's not in the car. So he's there's more carrots in those than there is in the greengrocers.
I don't know why, but I can just imagine Javis being an absolute cheerleader for Chrissy right now. I don't know why. There he is.
Well, I mean, it's not overdrive from both drivers. To be fair, I was impressed with Chrissy's lead. Callum's chase was very, very, very good. But we have a second half to decide first of Hayden Renton and Vicky Lynch. So Hayden obviously at an advantage with Vicky Lynch unfortunately not finishing the run on power or angle. So there is, but unfortunately he's still got to put it all together. Anything can happen. That's the reason why we love drifting. It's never over till it's over. As they leave the line, Vicky in the much more powerful M62 Turbo 8-speed car flies in, a very straight line entry though, down with a handbrake. Hayden staying in full power behind her, leaving her a little bit of room to transition, but finding himself in a weird spot in the circuit. Very, very odd transition there for Hayden, very uncharacteristic, but was it down to Vicky being in the wrong place? It's very hard to see from where we are stood, but the drone will tell the tale as Vicky on the rev limiter has the electrical short again.
We love it. We love it.
Yeah, Steve. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not sure Steve owns a multimeter, so.
So this is what you're going to have a socket thrown at your head.
He'll have a job reaching me from the pits. And Hayden Renton gets the win, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, the judges deeming that slightly odd transition not enough to overturn a 10-0. Very well done to Hayden. Obviously, on a charge at the minute. Took the top step of the podium at the last round at Teesside.
Let's see if he can get another podium today. It is going to be an interesting one. It'd be interesting. It'd be a big points shake-up as well.
Well, you know, nobody has actually stood on the Pro 2 podium twice this year.
Really?
At all. There's not been a second, third, first, second, or third again.
Wow.
So Callum Allenby leads out Chrissy Palmer. Big initiation for Callum. Oh, but Callum! Oh no! Callum catching a ton of grip there. Sounded like he missed a gear, perhaps. So Callum catching a grip. Chrissy doing a manful job to make sure that he kept the dark blue off the light blue there. That could have been at the very least a set of S14 taillights, potentially even more so. So very, very good job there from Chrissy. Not to make contact, although that might have, obviously that missed gear from Callum might have thrown the battle into Chrissy's favour.
I mean, look how sad that S14 looks now.
It's getting sadder and sadder, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Chrissy Palmer gets the win, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely incredible job by Chrissy to stop those cars from becoming one giant 8-wheeled car there. So,
I mean, it's a 350.
Yeah, Nissanception.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, nice burnout between the two of them. Gotta say that.
A nice jet of flame through Callum Allenby's screamer pipe there as well.
That was.
I was just curious if the drone caught how close that actually was. Oh, there was contact. Okay.
But now we have Ryan Milton
and Matt Gell. Oh no, this is bad. We're gonna have to stand on opposite sides for this. So. Ryan Milton doing a very good job in the lead. Matt Gell over there, wow, doing a great job chasing so far, but just coming in a little bit shallow on the inside there and letting Ryan Milton get away from him. Obviously riding a much slower car, so Matt really having to gather up behind it. But Matt so far doing a very, very good job against the current 4th place in the points.
I think so.
Yeah, so obviously Ryan now Jack Coburn is out of competition, has everything to play for here to advance himself up the order.
Definitely. Obviously, Ryan Milton being in the disadvantage of having the shorter, snappier chassis on a bigger track with less power compared to the bigger, heavier car with more power, which is more suited. But obviously, as we know, Ryan Milton is he's very good at making the most of his car, as he knows that car better than anything. And he spent so much time developing it and getting the setup right. So I know that the Northerns camp are going to currently be sitting there cheering him on. And
so obviously Luke Tully from Dublin, but I know you say he spent a lot of time developing it. No. What he did was he went to the Shanahans and went, "What are all your specs?" and then he took a blank check. Obviously, Luke worked very hard for his money. Obviously, Luke, the boss man behind Exemplar Airport Concierge. If you're flying out of Dublin Airport, Luke is your man. He will, he will always look after you. He's a great guy, real funny. Really enjoy having a chat with Luke. It's as Luke leads out Mindigus in Baby Bull. Obviously another giant power difference here. He's already gone through one Lithuanian. Can he make it a second as Luke goes very, very wide, very fast, very fluid, keeps the car on the bitumen as Mindigus does an amazing job to stick with him considering he's got a third of the power. Oh, Mindigus gets crossed up and loses angle. Oh, has to do another Manji to reinitiate. Real shame there from Mindigus, but obviously Luke Talley undoing several years of Irish-Lithuanian relations here. Let's see, that's the second one he's battled in as many battles. So
definitely was another hero dive attempt.
I'll just answer that question. Our sound man has asked, why does it look like Luke's car is lower on one corner than the other? Because Luke is sat in that corner and he's 6'5" and probably about 20 stone. No, I'm saying he's not corner weighted it properly.
So now we have Ryan Milton chasing in that 350 of your good friend Matt Gill. Looking, oh, look at this, an interesting initiation, maybe trying to go for the early one. A little bit of a check up there, a little bit of a bobble in the angle there from Matt, but as they come around, Ryan doing a good job in the chase so far, but maybe just making a big mistake there as they come around into out of 7. This is definitely going to be an interesting one for the judges to watch as they come around and across the line. There was definitely a bit of sketchiness between the both of them.
I'm not sure there. There was low angle from Matt, there was big gaps from Ryan. I don't know if it's going to, again, it seems like it's going to be a battle of the errors, but this is another one with championship implications. This Ryan currently 4th in the points, so it's very, very open to what goes on.
Oh yeah, definitely. I
mean, and the judge is still deliberating. I'm seeing Ed Dyer wearing his pensive face as he stares at the monitor. No, that's his I'm thinking about everything and nothing.
I can just honestly, if it does go to Ryan, all I'm going to hear is my main man Jarvis going crazy.
If it goes to Ryan, you're getting pitched out the tower.
Jarvis, come save me. Obviously, this one's quite a tense moment. Two very different cars, obviously. One little, one big.
It's about as different as you could possibly make a drift car.
It's like putting an RTR against it, basically.
It's a lot. You don't realise quite how big the 350 is until you park it next to an MX-5, do you? It's a huge, great thing.
I've driven both. I've drifted both. It's
a very, very cool car, that 350. Guys, if you get a chance, have a little look around that Z. Matt's done an incredible job building that car, to be fair. Matt obviously qualified as a truck fitter. Ryan Milton gets the win, ladies and gentlemen, knocking out Matt Geller. Now I must pitch my co-commentator out of the tower, as from 400 yards away, we hear Jarvis Williams spontaneously combust.
I don't think I've heard a man ever make that much sound.
No, but very, very good job there from Matt. Obviously, that was not an easy call for the judges. Obviously, really, really having to drill down and look at the errors there. So I think, obviously, Matt, yes, granted, it is a loss, but Matt could probably go away with his head held high and say, you know what, he wanted to get the winning a battle monkey off of his back, and now he's done that. But we digress. Mindigus now in Baby Bull to lead out Luke Talley in the monster exemplar Airport Concierge GT86. Great chasing so far from Luke Talley. Mindigus doing a great job on the good qualifying line there, making sure Luke had room. A little bit of a dirt drop from one driver, not sure who, as Luke keeps the car on lots of angle in a lower gear, keeping the wheel speed up, making sure he doesn't get crossed up, and across the line. Could this be the second Lithuanian scalp Luke Talley has taken?
Potentially.
Is Mindigus going to have his revenge for his countryman or
potentially?
Countrywoman?
We'll have to see. It's all I reckon it's going to go down to the previous run. We'll have to see, because obviously we had the mistake from the chase. Moving on, Luke Talley.
Yeah, Luke Talley gets the win there, knocking out Mind and Baby Bull. Obviously, Min just quickly finishing off the tyre, doesn't want to take them home with him, so.
Having a bit of fun, making the most of it.
Someone write 11. I've got to say, actually, I'll give Min this. That's the smokiest burnout we've seen so far.
The best one, that's for sure.
So yeah, Luke Talley advances to the Grade A. Luke, obviously, I think he'll be buzzing now. That was quite obviously, again, two very low-powered cars, which in a car with 1,009,000 brake horsepower like Luke's, very, very hard to chase. So that's two. Like I say, that's two Lithuanians now. So he's setting Irish-Lithuanian relationships back a very, very long time. Luke's going to cause a diplomatic incident at this rate. as Patrick Rakovic leads the line now with Rob Spray in his rear mirror. But Patrick, wow, Patrick, very, very weird lift off on entry there, and a very strange line.
Whoa!
Way offline, off mowing the grass. Rob Spray just making sure he got the car gathered up underneath him before he carries back on. That might be all she wrote for our Patrick.
Definitely interesting one, I think.
Not interesting. I think that was just something with Patrick's car there, just not being right. It didn't seem right from the second he set off. It seemed like it was very, very lazy. Oh, now here's a battle.
Oh.
So I think, I could be wrong here, but I think I'm right. That is the oldest Pro 2 driver and the youngest Pro 2 driver.
This is definitely going to be the...
Not sure of Michael Bennett's exact age, but I know he's over 40.
Well, it's one of those, it's like two different generations. Young whippersnapper versus the old head.
2J versus LS, E46 versus S13. Great rivalry.
It is, there's multiple rivalries going on in one battle.
Both Samsonuses, both quick changes. So let's see what's going on here as Michael Bennett flies through the gears in the JZ E46, flicks it in. Oh, and a check up there from Michael Bennett, possibly hurting the line there from Harry Cunliffe chasing. Harry doing a good job to stay with Michael in the actually a lot more powerful E46.
Whoa, the dive.
Very, very good. That's Harry's absolute specialty. That he's been able to dive through the smoke onto somebody's door. As Michael looks like the car like a little bit laboury towards the end there. Wasn't really the car we're used to seeing for the last clipping point there. Looked like it was almost down on power or something. But again,
just seeing
that's half the job done.
Just seeing Harry on the phone to, I'm guessing
on the radio. On the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not on the phone. Do not use your phone while driving, people.
Yeah, no, I think it's Spotter is his dad, isn't it?
Yes, it is indeed. Dennis Papacy. He is indeed spotting for his young son. Obviously, Dennis probably the biggest ally in Harry's corner, always doing crazy stuff with him. It's the kind of relationship every lad dreams of having with their dad. You know, let's just stay in the garage and build cool stuff, and we'll make you the coolest kid at school.
Oh yeah.
So the Drift Range Rover is definitely that's a high watermark.
Have you seen the Defender Land Rover?
Yeah, they're having the Crack Boys. Yeah, I was there. Yeah. So do you know what's crazy is they debuted that at Matsuuri 2024. They drove it there. They drove it there. I was talking to Jack Payton about it, who's one of the having the Crack Boys, and he went, "I had to run the gearbox in. I wouldn't have got a chance. It was a brand new Tremec TKO. He was like, I had to run the gearbox in. I didn't really have a choice. So he just stuck the number plates on it, drove it there."
Awesome piece of kit.
As Rob Spray now leads out Patrick. A much faster initiation from Rob Spray. Smoking the tyres on the way in. Big, fast entry from Rob. Very, very good line so far. Patrick doing everything he can to stick with him. Obviously aware that he's sitting on a 10-0 as Rob pulls away from him in the monster S14. 700 ponies under the from the 2J under the bonnet of that beautiful purple S14. Team Misfits garage. And has he done enough to maintain that advantage?
We'll have to see. I mean, anything can happen. There's a lot of things that we could see. A lot of things that we can't see from here. So
do you know Rob paid £200 for that shell?
What?
£200.
Wow.
And Rob Spray gets the win. The best 200 quid he ever spent advances to the Great 8, ladies and gentlemen.
My question is, what year was that shell purchased?
2 years ago.
What?
Basically, a bloke bought that car for I think £1,000. Split all the bits off it for 800 quid. The shell was clean. He put it on his container. Told Rob it owes me 200 quid. Can you have it? Anyway, we digress as Harry Cunliffe leads in Michael Bennett.
Here we go. Michael Bennett trying to get the chaser, but nowhere to be seen so far. Has to get the proximity back. As Harry Cunliffe does a nice lead so far as they come around now through the central section of the Manji. But a big gap being formed there between the two of them. But Michael Bennett going a big dive and just over-rotates, potentially throwing away his battle.
Ooh, I think that'll we just need to maybe go to player review there and just make sure that wasn't Harry in the wrong bit of the track. I don't think it was, but we just have to make sure, obviously, because
Exactly.
when you are, here's a fun fact for you, ladies and gentlemen. Judges are in drifting are only judges so they can afford to lose that many friends. And Harry Cunliffe gets the win, ladies and gentlemen. Advanced to the Grade 8, keeping his championship hopes alive. Obviously, Jack Coburn no longer in competition, so Harry has a very good chance to solidify his position and potentially, depending on what happens with the following battle, even advance it. Now, Harry has frequently talked about having the top 8 monkey that he can't get off of his back because he's gone out in top 8 every round so far.
So now this is this him going into
This is top 8. So he'll be this is his top 8. Next battle will be his top 8 battle. The cheer goes up from the spotters as Kieran Bond, the man currently ahead in the points, leads out Edgar's Crummins. Edgar's on a flyer today. First battle of the top 8 here, as Kieran Bond absolutely does what he does best, keeps a good, wide, straight qualifying line there. Nice and easy for Edgar's to chase, but Edgar's getting right up in the pocket there. What an amazing transition there, rubbing a little bit of green onto that black as they finish the run. Ladies and gentlemen, judges are applauding. Little Latvia, were you impressed with that? Even our drone pilot, Kristaps, is screaming for Edgar's. Very, very good run there from Edgar's. Regardless of how this battle turns out, Edgar's has driven like a demon today.
Oh, yeah.
It's super, super cool to see.
We can't take away Kieran Bond's.
No. I'd never take anything away from Bondy. What an incredible pilot that young lad is. Absolutely, just an awesome car.
Oh yeah.
And a very, very simple spec. Like, if you guys are interested in what makes Kieran Bond's car so fast, the answer to that is nothing. Like,
it's just him.
We don't know. Like, I've had it up on a ramp. I've looked under it for rear mount turbos. I can't find any nitro solenoids. There's no rocket fuel caked around the inlet manifold. It's just flipping quick.
He is a very fast driver. He knows how to pedal the car. So we've got Hayley Renton in the lead with Chrissy Palmer in the chase. Oh, but look at this from Hayden, absolutely gapping Chrissy as they come around now into out of 4. Doing a good job of getting the proximity though. Chrissy trying his hardest as they come around into the transition of the Manji. Look at this from Chrissy though, getting the dive onto the side of Hayden's lovely E36 Compact as they come around and across the line. Definitely not the cleanest chase there from Chrissy.
No, a few uncharacteristic errors there from Chrissy, which I'm surprised at really, because he's normally a very technical driver. Although that being said, he's got business with Hayden, because obviously he stood on step number 3 and Hayden stood on step number 1. So that's never the most annoyed man in the world is the bloke doing this on the podium, staring up at the guy who won. And so maybe Chrissy feeling like a bit of unfinished business there, but obviously it can catch you out if you're not careful.
I mean, to be fair, imagine you're in a competition with James Dean. No matter what part of the podium you're on, you're always looking up at him.
I remember this photo from Evans is going to kill me. He doesn't. He might drive down from Prestatyn and come and beat me up for saying this, but. Obviously, James Dean, very tall gentleman. Peter Vicek, very tall gentleman. So the podium at, I think it was in Germany in 2022, or it might have even been Poland, was Oliver Evans first, Peter Vicek second, and James Dean third. Now Evans is quite a diminutive gentleman, and he was stood on the top side of the podium that was a good 1.5 feet higher than the other two, and they were still taller than him.
I think I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's great. Evans is sort of stood in the middle like a kid on a school sports day, and then you've got these 2 giant totem poles of blokes stood at either side of him. It's fantastic.
I remember when I was at Poland's last season for the final, when I was spying for UCI Akiba, I did an interview for one of my YouTube videos with James, and I just remember watching back the footage of me interviewing him, and I'm just looking up at this skyscraper.
I've met Dean precisely once, and because he came into where I worked about 3 years ago. Becky was doing some social media stuff for their company. At the time, I was working at a big breakers yard in Doncaster, and I saw him across the show. I went, "Oh my God, that's James Dean!" Went over, had a massive fangirl moment, really embarrassing, in front of all the directors and all the important people. Who's this guy? And I was like, "Well, if I was a Liverpool fan, that'd be like Steven Gerrard." Got a picture with him. I sent it to my mum, like, "Look who I met," because she knows who James Dean is. He went, "What, are you stood in a crater?" Because there's a picture of me and then there's James Dean about 1 foot taller than me. Absolutely great, what a guy. Anyway, we digress. Edgar's to lead, not very fast entry though, looks like he lifted off a little bit coming in there, which gives Kieran the chance to hold the more underpowered car directly underneath the wing mirror of the E82. Kieran. Look at the run from Kieran Bond so far, look at the transition. 1.5 bumper. What an amazing dive there from Kieran Bond, pushing Edgars around. Oh my goodness me, ladies and gentlemen. Give Edgars and Kieran Bond a round of applause. I don't care who won that. That were good.
This is the thing, when Kieran's at is when he needs to, he will push hard in the chase.
A standing ovation from all the judges.
What a battle. This will be moving into the...
This will be final four.
Oh my word.
And it's Kieran Bond advances to the final four, ladies and gentlemen. Kieran Bond having a very good chance now to continue solidifying his points lead. As a round of applause from all of us here, guys. Well done to the absolute pair of you. What incredible drives, what incredible men. Very, very, very well done.
What a performance between both of these Titanic drivers.
Anyway, we can't dwell on it for too long as we've got the second half of the Hayden Renton Chrissy Palmer battle. Chrissy leads in Hayden. Oh, a little bit of a strange entry there from Chrissy, but does make it work. Not as wide as he has been before, and Hayden doing a good job sticking with him, cutting the track a little bit to get right on the door of the 350. Obviously, a bit of a power disadvantage there. Hayden transitions through, keeps himself nice and tight up there. It was a cleaner run from Hayden in the chase, but was it closer? And that, I think that's unfortunately what it's going to come down to.
It's also one thing we got to look at is the lead between the two of them as well. Obviously, lead for lead, chase for chase. It's all down to who was cleaner in both. I mean, it's hard to say. Definitely, I'd say Hayden had the less scrappy chase. So we'll have to see.
Oh, unquestionably less scrappy, but then again, it's what the judges are rewarding. Is it proximity or is it cleanliness?
Exactly. I mean, fluidity and style is also a massive factor into drifting, because without style, it just wouldn't look good.
No, that's again something I very much agree with. But again, like I say, it's all good making massive dives if you don't get rewarded for it and you fall back and you lose proximity and things like that. That's always the danger of going 11 tenths against somebody. Like I say, if you dial it back 13.67%, you might end up with a cleaner chase that's enough to see you through. Obviously, both of those drivers very, very capable. Hayden, a couple of podiums to his credit now, including a win. And Chrissy, obviously, another man with a trophy cabinet, like I say, so big he'll need planning permission. Ladies and gentlemen, who thinks Hayden Renton should win?
And the crowd goes mild.
People on the bank who don't appear to be currently zombies. Who thinks Hayden Renton has got this one? I give up. There's no pleasing them apparently.
Either that or they're just really quiet.
Or they can't hear us. Yeah. Who thinks Chrissy Palmer won, ladies and gentlemen? All the spotting area. Oh,
we hear you, Jarvis.
How is the spotting area with 12 people in it louder than the whole bank? Ridiculous.
It's because Jarvis is there.
That's true. Yeah.
That's why.
Man's got another man with a stage whisper for a voice.
World's loudest human.
Yeah, see, unfortunately for me, I've spent years trying to make myself heard over loud engines, so I've got a bit of a tendency to shout rather than talk. Who thinks should be one more time? Oh, well, there we go. It's a one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Judges can't split them, so we're going to have to flip them around and go again.
One thing that I noticed is I'm curious again with who Milton's going to be going against in his next battle. I saw Luke Talley coming out, and I think to myself, if Luke Talley and Ryan Milton going against each other, that is going to be the craziest battle I've ever seen, because I feel bad for the horsepower difference.
So this is a time when it's advantageous to be on the smart link so that I can check the battle tree, and I can tell you, for me, that Ryan is going against Luke Talley, ladies and gentlemen. That will be, well, what is it with poor old Luke Talley? He's like, I just want to battle someone with more than 250 brake horsepower.
Well, this is class 2, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, Luke is unfortunately, the best way to describe Luke's is it's sort of like he's built himself a lion and then put corks over half of its teeth, because he's built a car designed to go to DMEC and then is running it on road tyres.
Yeah.
So,
I just can't imagine what's going through Milton's head right now, going into this battle. Obviously,
I'm not sure the words going through Milton's head are broadcastable.
Yeah, to be fair. This is going to be interesting. Mind you, Milton is a very good line driver. So obviously, if his lead is extremely tidy and Luke Talley struggles to chase that because of the horsepower difference, this could go his way. So it's got it's all
absolutely.
tactics.
It's got more than enough potential to go his way.
Yep. You never know. This is drifting. Anything can happen. So we'll have to see what happens as we have Ryan Milton in the lead, Luke Talley in the chase. I can't believe I'm seeing this actually happening. This is something else. And
if Ryan takes Luke down, it'll be a big scalp.
oh yeah, but now we have Milton in the lead, Talley in the chase. Here we go as they initiate in. Massive horsepower difference. But look at this! Milton makes a little bit of a gap, but Luke Talley does not struggle to get the proximity back as they transition into 4. Milton doing a really nice job in the lead, but Luke Talley is just right there in the chase. Maybe he has to run in a lower gear than normal to chase this car at the moment as they come around our clip 7. Absolutely textbook lead and absolutely textbook chase there from Luke Talley. Amazing performance from the two of them.
I wonder if Luke Talley's had the winters apart in the break and he's put like a 6-to-1 gear ratio in it.
Potentially.
Car currently tops out at 12 miles an hour.
Obviously, Milton putting his hand out after that lead. He's happy with that run. So now it's just, this is where it gets interesting.
It's where the rubber meets the road. And talking of the rubber meeting the road, we are going to go straight into the one more time of Hayden Renton and Chrissy Palmer. Obviously, the guys both determining that they were okay for tyres, etc. So now they've got it all to do again. So it'll be Hayden to lead and Chrissy to chase, if you'd like to go ahead, and I'll give you this one.
So now, obviously, that E36 going absolutely insane throughout this entire competition. Chrissy Palmer struggling to get onto the proximity as they come around now into outer 4. Looking a bit sketchy through inner clip 1 though from Hayden, so we'll have to see what the judges think of that as they transition now around into outer clip 7. Doing a good job. Oh, maybe a little bit of a check up there from Chrissy Palmer as they come around across the line.
Yeah, I've got to say that was a very, very good run for both drivers, obviously. Whether there's a couple of squeaky errors there, it's possible, but again, I think we're splitting hairs here. Two very, very, very capable individuals. I say Hayden now, I've got a lot of history with Hayden. I've watched Hayden drift pretty much since he started, back when that just had a 2.5 in it. That car is another car that's been on its lid.
Another one.
Yeah, 2021, we did a media day at Teesside.
Another one.
Another one, yeah. A few of the cars in, actually. I'm trying to think, what were the, obviously, the bacon burner has been on its lid.
Well, there's I'm trying to think, because obviously Matt Denham was supposed to return potentially this round, but he didn't.
That never went on its lid.
It just span.
Lots of times.
Very
times,
fast.
Yeah. It was actually a really severe impact. It ripped all the suspension pickup points out of the car. Yeah, it was a huge job to rebuild that. But Jason Clark worked on it, and got everything straight. Because obviously that car, Matt Denham's shell, quite a story shell. Actually, it's the ex-Quinn M Sport shell.
Yeah,
it's Kevin Quinn's car. But yeah, didn't deserve to die just because of that. Anyway, now we have the first run of Harry Cunliffe versus Bob Spray. Wow, look at the transition, the proximity of Bob Spray. The wrong section of the track there, which may cost him dearly there. Did not follow Harry Cunliffe all the way out onto the good qualifying line. Possibly a deduction there from Bob Spray, but doing a very, very good job of sticking with Harry Cunliffe. Obviously, using the 700 ponies very much to their full effect. As Harry Cunliffe somehow still managing to keep the immaculate livery of Ken Bogg's car immaculate.
Albeit better than Ken Bogg himself.
That's horrible, man. Why you gotta bring that up?
I'm sorry.
Certain things you just don't talk about. So obviously, now a fun fact for you actually, because obviously Harry driving that, good friends with Paddy Byrne, hand controlled car. That car, Johnny's car, when built, was a hand controlled car.
Huh.
Yeah, it used to be owned by a chap called Darren Wiles. Darren retired from drifting and took up shooting.
Oh, fair
as
enough.
in, like, at targets, not at people. It's a joke I frequently use. And, yeah, anyway, we'll get off that topic. But now Luke Talley to lead in Ryan Milton. And Luke with a big feint entry there, weight transfer, bringing it a long way across the circuit. Right out of the idling point. Ryan absolutely pedaling the wheels off at the MX-5, trying to keep with him. But, God, absolutely having to chase Luke Talley through a smoke screen. I can't even see him. Oh my God, there he is! Wow, what a transition from Ryan Milton, sticking it to the door of the exemplar GE86. What a pilot that man is.
That is ridiculous. Ryan, what have you eaten?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure it's a safe for work substance. I mean, whoever wins this, they absolutely deserve it, as far as I'm concerned.
What a battle! Honestly, this is like David and Goliath. And
Well, it quite literally is David and Goliath.
yes, like this is just. It's almost unfair on how different these cars are. But look at this! Milton is absolutely stoked, regardless of the result.
In fact, they're like David and Goliath in terms of people as well, because 19, 20 stone of Luke Talley compared to compared to Ryan Milton. He's quite a big bloke. Like I say, if you see him, you'd be amazed that he folds himself into that GT86.
Yeah,
they're not very roomy cars.
two amazing drivers, two amazing cars as well. Two very. I mean,
It's coming down to a frame by frame on the replay by the looks of it.
I'm gonna have a little peek.
So, ladies and gentlemen, while we get the decision, who thinks Luke Talley won that? I give up with you people. People in the live stream, if you're Team Luke Talley, put in a purple heart and put in a pink heart if you're Team Ryan Milton. Ryan doing it for the little MX-5s out there, and Luke obviously with his super amazing kitchen sink build, absolutely every possible choice drifting part you could buy for a GT86 on that car. Diff obviously courtesy of Group D, sequential box, DMEC championship winning 2J. Such a beautiful car, obviously, as he calls it, the GTR 86, GT with a GR front end. Obviously, the GR front end, very, very aggressive looking, very cool car, almost like a spaceship. And Luke Talley gets the win, ladies and gentlemen, knocking Ryan Milton out of competition, but a very, very well-deserved. Can't take it away from Ryan. Absolutely fantastic drive there, my man. As a round of applause goes up from the judges, and Ryan finishes off the last of his tyres. Very well done to you, Ryan. Well-deserved cold beer tonight, buddy. So now we have the second half of our one more time between Chrissy Palmer and Hayden Renton to decide for the final spot in the Final Four. As Chrissy Palmer leads a slightly tentative initiation there, but does manage to get the car out to the wide line. Hayden Renton in a strange part of the track again, but does make it work, does manage to crawl back underneath the 1J powered 350 of Chrissy Palmer. Chrissy goes a little bit wide there, but does manage to keep momentum going, stays on the bitumen, and Hayden Renton stuck right with him across the line.
Very nice work there from both of those drivers.
So this will be spot. This will be spot. This is it. So this will be spot. The guys who are winning these battles get to play tomorrow.
This is going to be interesting.
Yeah. So Luke Talley's punched his ticket. Kieran Bonder's punched his ticket. It'll now be down to whether Hayden or Chrissy advances. Obviously, both of these guys with a podium to their credit. Although I'm just thinking now, we are guaranteed to have somebody take a second podium now.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So obviously nobody has stood on the podium twice this year in Class 2. I'm just having my maths checked there, and I am correct. People keep second guessing me. We are going to have somebody claim a second Class 2 podium, which is a first for this round. Again, another one where the judges are having to frame by frame it, really taking its toll to try and work out what's going on there. It's definitely coming down to the minutiae again, and they can't run them again one more time because they're already on it one more time. And like I say, it's not FD. You can't just run it till the driver you want to win wins.
I mean, yeah. One thing I definitely find interesting about FD. Oh, and moving on is
Hayden Renton gets the win, ladies and gentlemen, knocking Chrissy Palmer out of competition. Hayden now advances to the Final Four, but can't take it away from Chrissy. Drove like a demon all day. Well done, that man. Obviously, Chrissy, bear in mind, he's still in his first competitive season, which I think is absolutely insane. So, I've just noticed there's a dent in Hayden Renton's door that wasn't there earlier. I wonder where that came from.
Yeah. Chrissy.
No, there's no blue in it. It wasn't Chrissy.
You sure?
Anyway, we're just filling for time here. Let's stop talking cobblers. And somebody who wants to try and break his Grade 8 curse, Harry Cunliffe, versus round 1 third place finisher, Bob Spray.
So let's see what he can do. Bob Spray in the lead with Harry Cunliffe in the chase. Harry Cunliffe having to push hard as they come through in a clip 2 to out of 3, transitioning out into 4. Harry has to sacrifice a bit of his line to get the proximity as they come around through the Manji into out of 7. Look at the dive there from Harry Cunliffe as they come around. He's almost pushing him around as they come across the line.
Wow.
He wants it.
He does want it. The judges again are watching the tape back. I know for a fact that right now, Dennis and Tony, Harry's mum and dad, are going to be watching this through the cracks in their fingers, because it would mean so much to Harry to break the Grade 8 curse if he could manage it. But obviously, Bob Spray did an incredible job there. Obviously, the home-built Misfits Garage UK car, and Harry Cunliffe gets the win, ladies and gentlemen, advances to the final 4. Congratulations to that young man. Gets to mix it up with the pros tomorrow regardless. Yeah, and I do believe that whatever was in Dennis's bank account has just disappeared.
To be fair, I just saw Harry put his hands up like he was confused on how he got the win.
Well, obviously that will be a question for the judges there, but it was very, very good. It looked like it was very hard to split. I will actually, you know what? While we've got a couple of seconds, I will ask Ed. Ed, would you be so kind to come over to the mic there and just tell me what you split the Harry Cunliffe Bob Spray battle on? If you can extricate yourself. Sorry, I'll give you the mic. Hang on.
It came down to what happened on the first one, really, because there was a 0 from Rob Spray, because he was straight between 3 and 4. He was like right over there and straight. So, yeah, we had to base it off of what happened there, and we put that down to Rob's mistake.
Okay, so unfortunately, yeah, it was a straighten from Rob that caused the battle to swing in Harry's favour. Obviously, the judges having to check that over a couple of times to make sure that they made the right call, which is absolutely admirable work. And I think it's definitely a huge milestone for Harry Cunliffe there to break. Like I say, I remember seeing him at Teesside after his Grade 8 finish, Brandon, and he was so down and dejected because he's like, I can't break this Grade 8 curse. And he's managed it now, which I think is absolutely wonderful for the young man. Obviously, I don't know if any of you guys out there have met Harry, but he's an absolutely incredible kid. He's very humble. He's not an egotist. He's an absolute credit to his parents, to be fair to him. Like the level of graft and effort that he puts in to doing this, and obviously, of course, as well, balancing like having to go to school. Like he's 13 years old, and it always kind of I get like a warm feeling when I like see him after after the day's done, after they've finished drifting, and he's out on his bike or on his scooter kicking about with his mates, and you're like, oh yeah, he is still a child. I always seem to forget that.
He is a very tall one.
Oh yeah, I know he's really call him Little Harry.
He makes me feel short.
He's 6 inches taller than me.
Yeah, that makes me feel small.
Yeah, Little Harry. No, I'm Little Harry. Like, he's not allowed to call himself Little Harry when he's. I grant you, like, he's young. He's not little. Like young and little are two very different things. Like when I first met him, he was only little, and then he had a huge growth spurt, but the branding has remained.
Yeah, to be fair, and I mean, he's definitely grown into his shoes as both a driver and a person as well. Like he's got a very, very mature mindset, and honestly, probably more mature than the majority of drivers I see.
You know, like how you get bred in racing drivers. You know, guys who've done it from a very young age, who know the game, know the ins and outs, understand things about like how to brand yourself, how to carry yourself, the connections that you make, the way you come across to people. You know, having a yes mentality when it comes to things that will give you exposure and things like that. Harry has definitely got the right mindset for that, and I think it's so admirable for him. And I honestly, when he was actually old enough to come and drive with us, I was so stoked because I said like, this is going to be great. And the fact that he now sits second in the points in his first year, just by an incredible level of consistency, it's a true credit to him as a driver, I think.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a prodigy. in the sport, and he definitely gives me the vibe of Connor Falvey in the sense of maturity, professionalism, and driving skill.
But there is one big difference between Connor Falvey and Harry, which is that obviously Connor's dad Thomas is a very, very, very accomplished drifter. Whereas Dennis does enjoy driving, but Dennis is not a competition driver, and he doesn't really have any intention of doing it because he'd rather be support for Harry, which is admirable, I think. It's obviously the beauty of Connor having Thomas is he's always got somebody who's been around the block to refer to, whereas Dennis, by his own admission, is kind of winging this whole bringing Harry into a strong, important blue chip competition. And they're doing an incredible job, I think. And obviously, they're always friendly. Harry's always a great guy. If you get a chance, have a chat with him. He's quite a humble guy, but like I say, he really does love this game, and it's incredible to see the young man drive the way he does.
Oh no, definitely. I mean, speaking of humble drivers, we got Kieran Bonds just heading up in from the pit up for his battle, and Kieran's a good friend of mine. We've been driving together in the sim for quite a few years now, and obviously we've competed together in SDC, as well as me recently judging for that competition and judging Kieran. And he's a very, very humble guy, very family focused, and he's just honestly like a very, very good lad to be around. So if once again, just like Harry, he's always down to talk as well, which is the best part. And one thing I didn't realise he has as a child as well. And he does look younger, whereas I think he's quite a bit older than me, which is pretty cool. But yeah, another thing that I love about drifting as well is it's a very family-based sport as well. A lot of families are involved, obviously, like the Falveys. You've got the Shanahans. There's so many Falveys. I don't know where I got that from. So many families in the sport, and they all kind of grew up together in drifting, and it just really shows that it's what I want for the future. That's for sure. If I ever have a child, that's definitely the kind of future I want for them to be. Obviously, it's just a great sport, full of amazing people, and obviously. We want to thank everyone who's come out today and who is going to be out tomorrow to watch this live, as well as everyone on the live stream, all of you at home watching, coming and watching the drifting, supporting Drift League, supporting the drivers, and just enjoying the sport. That is what we're all here for. We're all passionate about it. Another massive thank you as well to all of our marshals, all of our staff, our judges, everyone who is involved. And we do have emergency services on site as well, who have been waiting ready for anything that might happen. So a massive thank you to everyone who's involved in this operation. It is not a small thing to run. So without all those staff doing their jobs,
there's over 300 staff and crew between the actual event crew and the drivers, which is absolutely insane.
Insane.
Yeah, so we obviously have drivers have to nominate their crew now, and so there was a huge great list, and I think it took 2 or 3 pages to get past the A's this time.
Oh yeah, and obviously another major point that we want to thank is obviously Reinhold Media for bringing this live stream to the masses and doing an amazing job. And of course, without that, it makes a massive difference having a live stream for a drifting competition.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and Andy's doing a cracking job, I think, delivering this obviously with the graphics and everything like that. Obviously, he's done Andis has actually, believe it or not, did actually own a garage up until last year, and he's actually wound the business down so he can concentrate on doing media full time. So if you guys please go and follow Reinhold Media on all the socials, make sure that he gets the exposure he deserves. And incidentally, while we discussed the great people that work with and around us, we can't forget, obviously, the proud owner of the Bacon Burner now, Rich Graham. And obviously Rich runs the wonderful Beacon stoves, indoor and outdoor stoves for all possible needs, guys. If you are obviously, yes, it's very difficult to think about a way to sell one in the heat of August, but we're getting near winter and it's getting chilly. So, or, you know, it's going to get chilly, should I say, especially where I live in the frozen north. So make sure you give Rich a shout. He will sort you out a wonderful, sustainable warming device for your property. And yes, and of course, and you'll also feel good because you know that you're giving Rich money that he's going to immediately burn, just in a roundabout way. As Kieran Bond, for the first run of the Final Four, Kieran Bond leads out Hayden Renton. Absolutely incredible run here from Kieran Bond so far in the little 330. Hayden doing a great job of sticking with him, obviously. Similarly matched powered cars. Very, very good run so far from both drivers. Kieran Bond swinging that car in and out of the Manji. Hayden sticking right there with him like he's glued to the one, but just falling back very slightly. Possibly a slightly weird over-angle transition there from Hayden Renton, just catching him out. But Kieran Bond is definitely, obviously, not a driver that you have to worry about on terms of lead run. You know he's going to put in the same lead run on run 1 compared to run 1,000. You know, it's one of the most important pieces of peace of mind for a chase driver is knowing that your lead car is going to go exactly what you need to. As you've seen plenty of people who try to go in on 1,000,009 coming into the first corner, genuinely, really, really wanting to chase hard, win the battle, and they're watching you, and they go straight off, and you follow them. So really common issue, and that has happened today, even, and it's a real shame when it happens, but that's something that you never have to worry about with Kieran Bond, because he's so dialed in that car. He knows it so well. It's like the back of his hand. He's genuinely, in terms of line driving, possibly one of the best that's done it in a very, very long time. So we're going to get them flipped round as they come rolling back down. But I believe we have we might have a GT86 up there and a PS13. So this is going to be very interesting. So the lower powered cars and the higher powered cars have squared off. So obviously the two sort of sub 400 horsepower cars battling for one spot in the final, and the two 400 plus horsepower cars battling for the second spot. So there's a possibility here that little Harry could take himself a very big scalp in the amazing GT86 of Luke Talley. So Luke, I imagine obviously watching Harry drive a lot today, probably running 3 PSI in the back tyres, determined to run away from him.
I mean, I don't blame him. That is not an easy car to chase. So,
what do you say in Dennis's position to Harry at this point?
What would I say if I was Dennis? Push.
Yep.
Push. Yeah, push. Like he's honestly, that's definitely the aim of the game here. It's going to be a case of making sure that you can really, 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 really get that car in the pocket behind Luke, because if Harry gets smoked out and loses his place, I'm not saying it will happen, but it's very difficult to chase when you can't see where you're going.
Definitely, but now we have Luke Talley in the chase. Harry Cunliffe in the chase. Luke Talley in the lead, but look at this between the two of them. Luke Talley doing a good job in the lead so far. Harry Cunliffe doing a good transition there as they come around into the transition section of the Manji, coming around into our Club 7. Look at the dive there from Harry Cunliffe. Has to pull it back a little bit as they come around and come across the line. I could hardly see him in the smoke.
No, me neither. I just knew there were cars out there somewhere, but that was all I could tell you.
All I'm going to say is some of them. I'm going to have a great lead. Yeah, great lead. I know you hate the 5-5, but I'm going to leave that 5-5.
I mean, that was quite impactful. Like I say, it's cool to have the high-powered cars and the low-powered cars facing off against. You're guaranteed to get one low-power hero in the final. But we must see who the low-power hero in the final will be, as Hayden Renton now leads in Kieran Bond. Very, very good entry from Hayden Renton there, but putting the track a little bit in front of Kieran. Is bringing him exactly where he needs to be, though, so not a deduction there, definitely, as Kieran Bond stays glued to the side of the little compact. Very, very, very good shot. Wow, look at the transition from Kieran Bond towards the bottom end of the circuit, right next to Hayden as they cross the line. Definitely closer at the bottom there for Kieran Bond.
This is what he does. Kieran is very, very good at making those last-minute dives and pushing his opponent around the track, and it is so impressive to watch. And Kieran, never change. But obviously, there can only be one winner. Moving on.
There's no guarantee this is a winner yet. Hang on.
Oh,
not sure yet. The flag goes up, and
Kieran
Kieran
Bond!
Bond for the win, ladies and gentlemen. Kieran Bond advances to the final. Hayden Renton, very, very good drivers. You know, young lads, cars, not crazy builds, guys. Those are definitely something that you could put together in the garage at home. You know, they're not insane. So if you guys do want to give this a go, like I say, I mean, Kieran's car, obviously it's very, very pretty, but you could put that together for £5,000 to £7,000, I would think.
Oh, easily.
Yeah. So you know, it's definitely one of the more. I hasten to call anything a budget build, because technically speaking, a budget build depends on your budget. If you're Hayden Cruikshank, that car's a budget build because that was your budget. So I disagree with the idea of a budget build, because
it's depending on your budget.
even people with £1 million technically have a budget. But we got to get away from that, because I can hear a lot of angry 2J noises and a lot of LS noises.
So we've got Luke Talley in the chase with Harry Cunliffe in the lead. There's a lot at stake here. Harry Cunliffe getting a nice initiation though. Luke Talley a little bit further behind as they come around now and transition into outclip 4. But Luke Talley's not as nice on the angle. Has to pull back a bit. There's a gap here. Harry Cunliffe is absolutely on it though in the lead. Look at Luke Talley though, trying to get the proximity. Could this be the end of Luke Talley's day going into the battle for third?
It's not going to be the end of his day, because even if he does lose, he will be in the third and fourth place playoff. But I don't know. That's another one where I don't want to be a judge. Maybe that's Luke Talley being hoisted by his own petard there and getting lost in the smoke.
That was something else there. But it's all down to the judges, and this will be. Has Harry had a final this week?
He's not even got past top 8, so this is really bonus well for Harry now.
This would be his first year in competition at Drift League, and he gets this could be his first
let's not count our chickens before they hatch. This decision's still got to be made. There's deliberation pouring over.
Look at that. Two insane drivers, two insane cars, and obviously Harry Cunliffe.
Two very tall individuals.
Yes, indeed.
The battle of the 6-footers.
Go on, Harry, get out the car, show us your height.
Luke doesn't want to be staring up at a 13-year-old, that's why. Luke, if you can hear us, man, give us a wave. Very well done. No, I don't think you can hear us from here, unfortunately. Oh, here we go. He's out of the car. And Harry Cunliffe gets the win, ladies and gentlemen. Harry Cunliffe advances to the final. His first ever. Super stoked for you, Harry, my man. Very well done. Luke, well done, my man. Go get some tyres on that bad boy and bring it back out for the third and fourth place playoff.
It is crazy though. He's got his first final, but his face is stone cold and concentrated.
Wow. And they're also, and obviously Harry and Kieran Bond, good mates off the track as well.
Yeah.
So this
one's
is
going to be an explosive battle.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is definitely
a really good final.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. But obviously, you got to bear in mind that there's 250 horsepower difference there. It's on Harry to keep himself reined in behind. I mean, Kieran's the fastest 250 horsepower on the planet, but obviously still got to keep it gathered up. Yeah, and I've got to say the size of the cheer that went up when the flag dropped in Harry's favour there is obviously... Dennis obviously spontaneously combusted and then quickly gathered himself back up and ran over to change some tyres. So we're going to have a small break, guys, just while we get the finalists all gridded up, get fresh rubber on them, and get them ready to rock. So incidentally, what brand of car do you think brakes a lot?
Range Rover?
Let me ask you. So a lot of cars brake a lot, right? But what cars kind of got a fairly decent reputation for reliability, but when they go wrong massively?
Volvo.
It starts with a V.
Volkswagen.
Very good. So the thing about Volkswagens is they're normally very good cars, but when they get poorly, they get really poorly. And if you've got a poorly Volkswagen, there's only one man that you should take it to.
Who's that?
Oh, come on, I'm sure you know. Is that maybe Matt Smith from Volkscraft Exeter?
Matt Smith currently has his head under the golf on it at the moment.
Yeah. So Matt Smith is genuinely one of the most incredible minds in terms of Volkswagen Audi Group mending and fixing. So I don't know about you, but in my family, because I like messing around with cars, I'm the bloke that I get messages from sort of distant cousins going, hey man, I know we never talk and I don't know your girlfriend's name or like what you do for a living or anything like that, but my check engine light's come on, any chance you could have a look at it? Do you get that occasionally? Because I get it a lot.
I can't say I do because I don't really touch cars as much.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, as a
Even though I've got a
man who likes to,
qualification as a mechanic.
well, as a man who likes to tinker, I get lots of, hey, can you just? So, Matt, when I need advice with my car, because obviously I'm trying to keep a 23-year-old Volkswagen Golf on the go.
Somehow.
Yes, I have to message Matt, and Matt will probably pick his phone up, and his eyes will do a 360-degree swivel as he sees my name pop up, and with, hey man, do you know X? And then he will he will make a noise that's somewhere between a sigh and a gnash, and then he will tell me exactly what I need to know about my broken Volkswagen.
You know what? Volkswagens aren't for me, but there's always room in someone's heart for a
They're great cars, man. People are drifting Audi. I've seen it.
Yeah, that's true.
Audis with VR6s, the Canadian guys.
They're pretty cool, to be fair.
Aren't they
VR6s
just?
are
Yeah,
very
VR6s.
cool.
And I know for a fact that, who was it I was talking to who said he wanted to swap a VR6 into his car earlier? Oh, God, I can't remember. Oh, it was Alfie Hunter. VR6 R32 S14, which would be very cool.
Interesting. I mean, to be fair, I've seen a drifting Corrado before.
Yes, I have as well.
That
Very
is
cool.
That is really cool.
But yeah, incidentally, guys, as we get away off track, Volkscraft Exeter, if you are anywhere on the south coast, take your car to Matt if it's a VW Audi product. He has forgotten more about Volkswagens than any of us could ever know. He will look after you. He's a great guy. Him and his lovely partner Joe, it's a family-run business. Matt works every hour God sent, and then when he gets some time, he works on his incredible PS13 and comes and has fun. So thank you very much, Matt. We appreciate your continued support, buddy. We're trying to be a bit so guys, while we've got a little bit of downtime, if you want to find yourself something to do while you're waiting for the Final Four, then obviously you can go over and have a chat with the lovely Belinda over at the DLGB merch tent.
I've heard they got some really cool stuff.
Yeah, real cool stuff. Obviously, Belinda got all the Drift Her merch. Obviously, Drift R for the fellas and Drift Her for the ladies. Or there's nothing to stop you wearing Drift Her if you're a bloke. It might look even cool. Yeah, Drift Them coming soon. Which is actually, to be fair, that might sell quite well. And obviously, while you're over there as well. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm a big fan of bits and bobs for my garage. Little things that like car-related bits and bobs. So I actually have. So the guys over at Man Cave Pems do these incredible. I don't know if you've seen them. So obviously they do many products, but the cool ones for me are the wooden clocks.
Yes,
they're all wooden internals and everything. They're not plastic, nothing 3D printed. It's all carved from wood on a CNC router, right?
That is incredible.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one of the things I do. But the clocks are absolute standouts. Obviously, I have the DLGB limited edition clock for the 25th season hanging in my garage. I'm a big fan of it. Actually, I need to put a battery in it because I keep walking past and thinking I need to put a battery in that, and then I don't. Really bad example actually. But yeah, make sure you check them there. If you've got anything like that, like I picked myself up a little toolbox that holds all my pens and my bits and bobs because I do auto electrics for a living. So it will hold things like my soldering iron tips and things like that in the top of my box where I can find them, so I'm not rooting around in the corners of drawers looking for things like that. So make sure you check out the guys at Man Cave Pems. Lots and lots of cool little crafty bits and bobs, stuff that we definitely want to see. Stuff that you definitely want to put on your desk, in your garage, anything like that. And while you're over there, you might as well get your Christmas list ready, because, let's face it, now it is definitely coming up to Christmas. It's never too early. Go and have a chat with Pavel and the guys over at PO. Don't know about you, but every time I walk past that, there's some shiny bit that I fancy for my car.
Oh yeah, I've been debating it. I mean, I only have a little MX-5, but I have been determined to fit some really fancy parts to it, so only the best.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So Pavel and the guys at PO being great big supporters of the Pro 2 Championship for us this round. It's absolutely awesome to see. Pavel will put anything out. He'll sort you out your adapter plates, your lock kits, your hydros, your shifters. Is a basic tool set.
Well, that's what you want, ain't it? I mean, literally, one of the hardest parts about buying parts and fitting them to drift cars I've found is compatibility and kind of just a simple way of fixing things. And that's kind of what you want, and that's what these guys can deliver, and that's exactly why you should go check them out.
And also the ability to get spares, because as somebody who's had to source some Wisefab spares recently, that wasn't fun without a decent credit rating. Whereas obviously Pavel has a lot of the spares for the kits in stock. So if you needed you wanted spare rose joints, spare lollipops, spare ball joints, things like that, Pavel can sort you out. And that's one of the best things about it, is that you can ring PO Performance and he'll get it out to you as soon as he possibly can, which is always a positive, because there is nothing worse than I've had it before where the car's broken coming onto the trailer or something like that. You roll it onto the trailer, and then as you're strapping it down, and you look under and you've broken the lollipop. I've seen that before. So, like I say, it's something that you can definitely avoid by dealing with Pavel at PO. Pavel, thank you very much for your continued support, man. We love you, and it's always a pleasure to work with you, my man. I should shout out one of the PO Performance team. Young Henry, actually 9 years old today. Bless him, it's his birthday today. Saw him getting his birthday cake this morning. So that was very, very cool. Absolutely awesome to see. But we are just getting the cars lined back up. I can see a wild Harry Cunliffe approaching the burnout box, and a wild Luke Talley closely following him. Where have you got?
And I do see Kieran Bonds now leaving the pits. So
I'm sorry. I'd just like to shout out Trevor Fowlman watching at home from all the way from over there in Hull. And well done on the lack of SR hate today. That tells me you're warming to God's engine. I mean, Satan's a god.
Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah,
to be fair.
It's the devil itself. It's an absolutely terrible engine. I can't stand the damn things, because Brad McQueen's comfortably far away. So I'll continue on my tirade of SR hate. Don't you worry. I've got plenty in the tank for that. Jojo's going to stand between me and Brad McQueen in the same way that a toothpick will definitely keep you away from a giant steak.
I mean, I did mention earlier about how the MX-5 BP 4-cylinder is superior.
I had a turbo BP. It ran great for at least 1,000 miles.
Only 1,000?
Yeah, I parked it after that. Yeah, I spent a lot of money on that car. I worked it out that I spent about £8 a mile on that car.
What?
In terms of bits. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
My God.
Yeah, I got serious project creep with that car, unfortunately.
To be fair, I'm guilty of breaking 2 BP4Ws, as Jarvis Williams will know. He's been amazing at getting me some fresh new
I've
engines.
just had a message off of Sam Bickerstaff. Sam, I'd like to chat you out, my man. Apparently, Sam is watching us on the live stream. Sam, obviously a competitor in the championship, is watching us during the downtime for Driftmasters, which is quite impressive.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as we set these cars off, as we get a sound check from Anthony.
Look at this from Hayden in the lead, doing a good job so far, but Luke Talley pushing him around the corner there. Sorry about that, we did have some microphone issues.
Yeah, unfortunately, just testing a microphone for the podium, which is unfortunately just cost us a few comms there a bit earlier on, but what an amazing run from both drivers there. Hayden doing a really good job to keep away from Luke Talley there, but Luke doing what he needs to do in the chase. He's doing, Luke, actually, somebody who's pretty much only battled low-powered cars this round, which is obviously Luke did rock up having the most powerful car on the grid in Pro 2. But then obviously pretty much every car he's battled, barring Harry Cunliffe, has been a sort of around the 300 horsepower mark, maybe even less. So obviously Gabby, 200-ish. Mindigus, maybe 300 on its very best day. Ryan, 250, give or take.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah. And now Hayden, again, probably around the 300 mark. So
it's impressive to see Luke kind of tackle this kind of situation, obviously going against such low horsepower cars and such a high horsepower car,
yeah,
that takes talent.
being able to dial it back in is a huge advantage.
Well, he's going to have fun tomorrow. He can finally stretch his legs.
Yes, he absolutely can. Because when Luke on the previous round, Luke actually got through. Luke got second place, and he got through into the pro day, and he actually made the admission that he brought more semi-slicks with him than he had road tyres.
Wow.
So he's obviously angling.
Oh yeah, just a little bit.
I mean, in all fairness to Luke, I mean, I think that car was. So obviously, Luke previously campaigned a 350, which was, had a lot of kit for his but it was a stock VQ, so you're talking, 300 on a really, really good day. That car is absolutely eons away from the 350. It's such an incredible car. It's got more power, more lock, more gear, more adjustability, more everything. So it's a totally different kettle of fish there. So we are going to run these battles heads up, guys, because it will just assist with the flow of the order. Now we are running okay to time, so we've decided that we're going to treat you to running them heads up. Also gives Luke a little bit of time for cool down. That car getting very, very, very hot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Luke obviously was having to spray water on it at Teesside to keep it cool. So.
Right, so here we go. Luke Talley in the lead, Hayden in the chase. This is going to be one of the last runs for their day. Potentially, unless they go into an OMT, but a nice initiation between the two of them. Hayden doing everything he can to keep up with that 800 horsepower GT86 with the GR front end. But where is he? I can't see Luke Talley in the lead. Hayden gets in the pocket as they come around through the Manji section now, coming around into the last corner in outer clip 7, doing a nice job, but Hayden definitely a little bit scrappy there going in through that chase.
Hayden really giving it 120% there to try and stick with Luke Talley as Luke manges himself out of the speed he built up and a little bit of a handbrake to the finish. So nothing's more attractive to a girl than a well-executed handbrake turn. So I believe that's the myth, isn't it?
I'm not endorsing that.
No, me neither. It's a little bit caveman spec, isn't it?
Grassroots. Please no one say any Drift Masters results. Go and watch it later.
Oh, we haven't got any Drift Masters results, my man, on the live stream. Don't worry, we haven't watched it either. We're too busy. Yeah, we're too busy. So we don't have the luxury of watching it live, unfortunately. So yes, if you want to, we will continue the social media blackout. Don't you worry about that. So it's more going to come down to, now for us, the more pertinent question is what's going to happen between these two drivers.
I mean, to be fair, we may not be able to watch Drift Masters, but we can watch a Drift Masters car. Spec
Absolutely.
Car. Mind you, in pro.
So, judges, do we have a decision? We do have a decision, obviously. What is that decision? Nobody knows. We will, actually, no, tell a lie. 4 people know. Your esteemed commentators don't know. I will find out at the podium, and so will you.
Yeah, like I was saying, no. Obviously, we don't get to watch Drift Masters until we finish, but tomorrow we actually get to see some Drift Masters competitors.
We do, actually, yeah. So we're lucky enough to have Ryan Hughes and Harry Kerr, who competed at Mondello, which is really cool. Obviously, Harry, I think one of the current... It's just funny, I've been listening to a couple of Outer Zone podcasts with Jacob Gittins, mainly because they had the Irish boys on them, and Darren McNamara, Connor Shanahan, Jack Shanahan, and James Dean all said Harry Kerr, forced to be reckoned with. But anyway,
no, definitely.
That is tomorrow's game. Now, we have the first and second in the points. You can get out for first and second on the podium.
Well, we'll have to see, but Kieran Bond is in the lead. Harry Cunliffe in the chase. 2 friends. Oh, boy, a big mistake there from Harry Cunliffe. What happened there? Maybe a bit of understeer, maybe too much left foot brake it, send it straight as they come around. Kieran Bond just gets to walk away now, but Harry Cunliffe just reinitiates and has to kind of just accept the fact and get his head in the game for the second half.
Yeah, there was a collective groan there from the judges and the assorted spotting area as Harry unfortunately copped a load of understeer there, possibly just trying to slow the car up on the left foot brake and just lock the front wheels. Left foot braking is a real art for these cars, obviously. No ABS on them or anything like that, so if you push that pedal too hard, you're going to lock it up, and if you're on the wrong angle, then that's it, that's curtains. You're flat spotting your tyres, you're shooting straight off as though you were on a rail. So yeah, unfortunately, I do believe that's possibly left foot braking catching Harry out there. Obviously, got to bear in mind that the Mazda pickup truck that he's used to driving has stock BMW 325 brakes, and that I think Johnny's car has a full Willwood setup on it.
Yeah, it's a
So
little bit
you'll be able
stronger.
you could stop Johnny's car on a postage stamp. ABS or no ABS.
It's definitely one of those. Obviously, I noticed going through the inner clip as he was about to pull straight. I did see that he had his chasing wheel, his lead wheel locking up, which
Yes, absolutely,
caused
yes.
the straighten.
Yeah, so that's just a sad unfortunate. Maybe that's just a lack of familiarity with the chassis there, perhaps.
Or I'd say that in particular brake setup, because obviously this braking setup, yeah, you can adjust it, but
Yeah,
it's
I tell you,
something he's still not
I tell
used
you
to.
what I've had before that I've seen where drivers have like they've got out of their car to like change the tyre and they've kicked their bias knob, wound it over.
But yeah, so obviously Harry Cunliffe going in.
So we don't know what happened, but we are speculating, and maybe from where we're stood, it definitely looked like it might have been a lock-up. If it
Yeah.
wasn't a lock-up and it was nothing to do with pilot error, then I will shake my hand. I'll shake Harry's hand and apologise. But anyway, he's got it all to do now. Can he overturn the 10-0 as he flicks it in very, very fast there? Absolutely brilliant run so far from both drivers. Kieran Bond sticking with Harry Cunliffe. Like he's Kieran keeping it welded, I believe is the current phrase, obviously. Good friends off the track, got it all to do at the very last corner. Kieran Bond absolutely pinning it to his door, not letting that 250 horsepower disadvantage stand in his way there. So we're just going to get them up to Amber, make sure that we've got a decision from the judges. And based on the fact that the laptops are being shut, I'm guessing we have a decision. Edward, Mr. Dyer, do we have a decision? We have a decision, ladies and gentlemen. What is that decision? Nobody knows. You will have to come to the podium where we will see you very shortly.
Goeie nerf.
So that brings us to the important stuff, the final four finishes. So it's third place. Handling it round with just 300 horsepower, Mr. Hayden Renton. Yeah, well done to Hayden. Drove like a demon all day. Obviously, a few steps below last round, but no one can take it away from him.
Welcome. Channel mode.
Glenn Kanner.
So that does indeed mean that in third place, all the way from across the puddle, Mr. Luke Talley, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Luke now getting to use all those semi-slicks he brought with him. So now we have the important bit to decide. In second place. Very, very well deserved second place in a borrowed car, Mr. Harry Cullen. So that means taking his second win of the season, the man who has the fastest 330 Ci on the planet. Give it up for Kieran Conley! And now the champagne is yours to do with it what you wish. So, ladies and gentlemen, all that remains for me to do is to say thank you very, very much for attending the Pro 2 Day, Triple GB Trade 25 round 4. Hopefully we'll see you guys back tomorrow for Pro Action. You'll see all these guys there, hopefully continuing the charge for the weekend. I've been Harry Blake. I've been joined by my esteemed colleague, Brandon Carter. Thank you very much for your time, guys, and I'll speak with you tomorrow.